So he's down there getting it all.
Wait, is that what has to happen?
No.
If you like
the losing party, the minority party.
Yes, the minority party has to come in and clean up after the party.
I guess
that would be the worst part. I would just be like, I'm a Republican now. I can't clean this up.
But he's it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's all timed and to the minute. And then you got planes that are going to fly over and stuff. And so as that's my best pal. So I check in with John almost every day, and he's been flustered, busy, and dealing with elected officials. And whether people are school board president or governor, they think they're probably the president of the United States and should be treated that way, even after they've left office.
Do you know what I would like? Well, here's what I would liken it to. Tell me if this is a good analogy or not. When I was umpiring Little League Baseball years ago, I always felt like every manager I dealt with, 4 out of 5, thought they were Tony La Russa. Right. Is it kind of like that?
Yes. And look, I mean, regular politicians who've got elected and who are showing up and going to get inaugurated, it's an exciting time for them. But I mean, when you're throwing an inauguration, you got to make sure that all the former state reps and all the former state senators and state treasurers and everybody who's ever had a title, and some of those people have egos, even though nobody remembers their name from 20 years.
You try not to leave anybody out.
Right. You don't want
But that would be easy to do.
Oh, of course.
And it's, no disrespect, but if it's been 15, 20 years,
right?
How do you keep track even?
I could barely keep track of the former presidents that were at Jimmy Carter's funeral.
Right.
I would have to write down the names. Alive, not alive.
Right.
Who do we invite? Oh my gosh, we forgot one.
Would it be embarrassing to send an invitation to somebody who's dead?
I hadn't thought about that, but yeah. I mean, although I don't know, I still get invitations from my father's at my office, and he's been dead 7. I don't find it offensive.
Yeah, not everybody knows.
Yeah, right. So it is what it is. But I'm excited for John that it's over with, or that it's going to be over with. And as you guys know, whether it be a marathon you've run for or whatever, when you plan and it actually then happens, there's a certain gratification of getting to watch it. And I'm sure there'll be a certain letdown, and hopefully I'll be able to nurse that by smacking the heck out of them on the snooker table and really put them into a depression.
Well,
dude, but you never do that.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well,
I don't.
We wanted to broadcast live from the governor's inauguration on the 13th. And by we, I mean me. I brought it up to Steve. He said no. I guess it's a hassle to get us there.
Well, I mean, nothing happens.
That's what he said.
I mean,
he goes, why would you want to do that? I'm like, because it's cool.
Yeah.
And he said it's not. Anyway.
He said it's not. This is cool. No, it isn't cool.
He's like, go get some friends.
But what was cool?
Who wants to? He's like, what is wrong with you? Anyway, I think it's cool.
Well, the Clydesdales are going to be there. And I pointed that out to Hancock, which when he told me, he's like, yeah, we're going to have the Clydesdales, because at every inauguration I've been to is the Clydesdales. And let me tell you, there is nothing more gratifying to me in life than getting to see the Clydesdales in
They're
person.
impressive.
See, that's now, once you know about the Clydesdales, doesn't that change the metric for you now?
Well,
about the inauguration. I'm
interested.
The Clydesdale. You always try to buy or steal a
Clydesdale. What was it Chance or Chase or Cash? Cash was the name of the Clydesdale I tried to buy.
How'd you buy them? How were you like an auction?
You're not allowed to.
You can't buy them.
Really?
He was trying to sweet talk the handler.
Yeah, into letting me buy the horse. They're giant.
So
I know that it's. I know most people understand how big Clydesdales are, but you never truly get it until you're standing next to one. They're awesome.
So I have a friend whose family used to own the brewery. Wonder what their name is. And they own a Clydesdale.
Schlitz.
Yeah. And they own a Clydesdale. And I've been to the man's farm and have seen people like actually sit on the Clydesdale.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen that little statue right next to your house, Hanley, or not your house, Hanley and Wydown? There's that little like
what looks like the P.F. Chang statue.
Yes.
And that's what I always thought it was.
Except
I cannot visualize the statue.
So at Hanley and Wydown, there is a a corpulent horse and a corpulent man on the corpulent horse, right? It's just a
Right.
big statue, kind of like black stone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's like a fat
It looks a little bit like outside of PF Chang's, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Oh,
and
Oh, yeah,
it's
I've
like
seen
the
this.
Marshmallow Man and a horse had a statue.
oh, I have seen this thing. Yes. It was sculpted by Fernando Botero.
Oh,
Yes.
of course,
Yes.
Fernando.
Okay.
Yes.
I know what it is. All right.
We don't
That's a
talk
bronze-
about
that is a-
Fernando.
Yeah,
It's a
that is
puffier PF Chang's
it's
statue, isn't it?
It's a portlier horse
Yeah.
with a portlier man on it.
Yes, corpulent.
I guess I kind of, but anyway, it's
It's from 1932.
right.
Oh no,
It
no.
is?
He no. The artist was born in.
And what's it
1932.
doing there? Like, I mean, in that particular
hanging out, I
location,
think.
I don't know.
do you think some
Yeah.
rich person had it and was like, "I'm going to donate this to the city of Clayton"?
That horse's
And-
legs has rolls.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I've never seen a horse with
Now,
rolled
I'm
legs.
not,
That horse is out of shape.
I'm not
Well, you
one to
just sit
point
there.
out that at a time, maybe in an altered state, at a younger point in my life, I tried to get on that horse.
Did you
That
really?
statue?
I tried to get on the back of him to get a picture. Like
This statue,
Yes, it didn't work.
the fat statue.
There's a lot of cars that go by
Yeah.
that statue every
Yeah.
minute. But we
That is
uh,
a really
we
tall
tried
statue.
to climb up there. Yeah, we
Did you get on someone's shoulders? I don't even know how you would begin to climb that
But
statue.
I think we were there and we're like, let's climb it, and then couldn't do it, and probably thought we'd hurt ourselves because
Yeah.
we weren't completely
Yeah.
there.
Okay, Michael, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Because we were yes.
Should we do it when we come back?
Well, I was thinking
Just to have more time with it.
yeah, it has to do with the Jimmy Carter funeral.
Oh yeah.
That happened
And
yesterday.
some of the fraternizing that we saw.
Oh, I can't wait to talk to you
Yeah.
about it. Did you see that pick and roll that, that
what?
Barack Obama
Oh, yeah, we're gonna.
did for George W? We'll come back.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
Well,
this.
real quick, did you see George W? He did the old stomach slap with the funeral brochure on Dan Quayle, like, "Hey, buddy,
Hey.
funeral
there, Billy?
brochure."
Did
I
he-
love W.
Did W crack a beer at the
He
funeral?
might have. He did like a little punch to Obama in the stomach, and he was just like, "What's up?" He is having the time of his life.
We have some questions about all of that.
Yeah.
For Michael Kelly, it's Amy Marks Kors and Chris Ranji on KMOX.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
The American Cancer Society calls upon Black women from all walks of life to join Voices of Black Women, a groundbreaking research study led by the American Cancer Society. Voices of Black Women is designed to better understand why and how cancer and other health conditions impact Black women. Go to voices.cancer.org.
Now's a great time to call Morelli Tuck Pointing, get an estimate on exterior tuck pointing, and hop on the spring schedule. Now, if you've been thinking of getting any interior brickwork or stonework tuck pointed, this is also a great time for that. Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. For 34 years, Morelli has been tuck pointing completely solid houses and buildings, repairing brick and stone walls, foundations, walkways, porches, and patios. The Morellis will also caulk and waterproof your home or building. Morelli has worked on 2 of my homes, treating them like they were their own, always leaving the job site cleaner than when they found it, and that's why the Morellis have won the Angie's List Super Service Award every year since 2005. Morelli is also a recipient of the Better Business Bureau Torch Award. Research their reviews on the Google, Angie's List, and Better Business Bureau websites. 314-645-1387 and Morelli Tuck Pointing
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply by February 12th and get your application fee waived. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 degrees and certificates in in-demand fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills and credentials you need to achieve your career goals. Get your application fee waived through February 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Broadcasting from the Underline Tree Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
St. Louis's traffic and weather station. News Radio 1120, KMOX.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Got Michael Kelly sitting in with us. No John Hancock today, who is getting ready for the inauguration in Missouri on January 13th. We have Amy Markscores. I have me, Chris Ranji. And a real quick couple of text messages. That statue is called Fat Man on a Horse.
Oh, it is?
According to one of our texters.
That's what I knew it.
And
I mean,
another...
that's what we all call
Yeah.
it. Like, it's called by the sculptor or called by the
That's-
people around it?
That's what this person says, the texter.
Huh.
And another texter says, we're talking about the statue near Hanley and Wydown. The sculpture was intended to mock the greed and gluttony.
Of Clayton?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Is it like a statue to mock Clayton?
I don't know, but it just seems like a weird place for a statue because it faces Hanley, which is one of the most busy roads that we have in Central County. It comes off of Wydown, but it's covered by trees if you're on Wydown. So why wouldn't it be in a place where more people are going to see it?
The only people who see it are north-south on Hanley, because even Wydown, Wydown effectively ends at Hanley, it goes up into a neighborhood at that point, so it's really the north-south travelers.
My guess is they installed it when the trees weren't as tall,
right?
And everybody could see it.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it.
Well, I mean, my friend owns, my friend has a place over in U City where they have the Lions. Do you know where the Lions are?
Yeah.
Where the roundabout?
Where the roundabout is. He lives in one of those homes right there. And that's really cool to see the Lions there. And you're like, okay, this makes sense. It's the entrance to University City, blah, blah, blah. But I've gone by the Fat PF Chang's guy all the time and never understood what it was about.
Yeah. Well, gluttony, I guess. But the Lions, quick note, that's the inspiration for the Lion Estates in Back to the Future. Those
makes
Lions.
sense.
Because the guy who wrote it, Bob, my dad knows him, I forgot. Anyway, that's his birthday and all that. But Bob, the guy, went to U City High School, and it was his son who said, I wonder what it would have been like to know my dad at high school in U City.
Is it Shaw? Is his last name Shaw? I don't know, but I know what you're talking about.
That's the inspiration.
Oh, I
for
didn't
Back
know
to the
there was a
Future.
St. Louis connection to
Back to the Future.
Oh my gosh!
Future.
Yeah, the guy who wrote it is from here, and you know how Marty goes back to George McFly's high school. That's because the guy from St. Louis said, "I wonder what it'd be like to go to my dad's high school in U City and know him then."
Berry.
Name is Bob Gale.
Bob Gale, that's what it is,
Yep.
and that's why Chuck Berry's in it.
So at my friend's house, and he's got a beautiful old home. I mean, I can't even imagine what it takes just to upkeep it. But he has a picture of when it was just the Lions and his house.
Yeah,
it was like this empty road, like going into the farmland.
Yeah,
and the two lions, and his house had been constructed, and that all came around the that fair we had here.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys know, we had a fair,
a World's Fair
in 1904, and
Nothing.
we're still trying to live that glory.
We're not doing too great. Michael Kelly,
Yeah.
Going back to Jimmy Carter's funeral yesterday, and you had all of the former presidents. You had Barack Obama,
Yeah.
Michelle Obama not there. I guess she was in Hawaii. George Bush, Laura Bush, Mike and Karen Pence. You had Bill and Hillary Clinton. But you see the rather viral image now of Barack Obama and Donald Trump appearing pretty friendly with each other and joking around. Now, we just survived the 4-year, felt longer than that and was longer than that, election cycle where Trump is Hitler and it's the end of democracy. And, Joe Biden saying what he says about the Republicans and Trump. And remember when he had his voter law voting rights law, where he said, if you don't agree with this, you're a Jim Crow racist. And then you have Donald Trump saying what he says about Obama, not even being a citizen of the United States. And all of this rhetoric's thrown out there. And all of us voters, we all, we hate each other. We hate them. We hate each other. And then they sit there and they're yucking it up. Do we hate each other more than those politicians hate each other?
I don't.
Are they playing us?
I don't necessarily know that I watched the same interactions that you all did. Of course, I saw President Obama, who was sitting literally shoulder to shoulder with Donald Trump. And here's a fellow, president, and he's going to engage you in conversation. I mean, Barack Obama, say what you want about him. He is class. And he exuded that class, I thought, in that interaction. What they were saying to each other, I don't know. I wouldn't have expected anything different. But I didn't see that collegial chumminess with the other ones. In fact, they all tried to avoid them. And I made reference to the pick and roll when George W. Bush and his wife entered to go sit there. Barack Obama stood up, blocked President Trump and his wife.
I saw that, yeah.
That's where he took the little thump to the stomach.
Thanks for
and
taking
Mrs. Bush meandered past Donald Trump without having to talk to him. I never saw him interact with Bill Clinton. I didn't see him interact with. He did shake hands with Al Gore and Mike Pence, but that didn't seem chummy to me. That seemed icy. I mean, the man tried to kill the guy he was shaking hands with. So I think what we witnessed yesterday was an act of class of Barack Obama, and the rest of them, I think, avoided him.
And Karen Pence avoided him.
Which I think we were talking about this, Ron. Like, Karen Pence did not stand up, did not look at Donald and Melania when Mike Pence was shaking Donald Trump's hand, which, you kind of have to do. I think it's okay for Karen Pence because you do respect the office. What Barack Obama did, right? This is the president-elect. He's respecting the office. It was classy. I don't have a problem with Karen Pence sitting there going, you almost had my husband killed.
Exactly. It would be like Mason Jar having to sit and be in the same room with Ranji after he tried to kill you. I mean, they were that close. I mean,
which day did that happen? I think I've done it.
It would be weird. So I don't have a problem with that at all. And I did see, that's a great point that you brought about Obama standing up, because someone else tweeted, it looks like Bush is literally saying, thank you, brother, for taking one for the team.
Yeah.
See you, man.
I think this goes to, and this is sort of a really brief conversation we had in the office today. You often hear a lot of people, and I think it's a lazy position to say all these politicians are the same. They're all on the same team, and they're just playing us.
Yeah.
And the wisdom there is that they get out in public and say bad things about the other side, but then they go to the back room and they high five like, oh man, we're putting on a show for these people, aren't we? And I don't believe that at all. I think there might have been a whole lot more, maybe politicians were more cordial to each other 15, 20 years ago in public and in private. But I think privately, a lot of them really do not like each other.
Well, and I think their relationships emerge after, not necessarily in the moment. I think specifically about President Bush Sr. and Bill Clinton. When Bill Clinton ran against President Bush Sr., it's the economy, stupid. He questioned, that he was a lucky sperm and all this other stuff. I mean, it was some really harsh comments. And it took years after President Bush left to develop that relationship between them. And I think it was the some type of major tragedy that they wound up, maybe the tsunamis or something, that they both got involved and created a relationship. September 11th, it may have been. And then W, same thing, in his relationship with Bill Clinton evolves afterwards. So I think there may be that. I think Donald Trump is a unique case, as we always say, because he there's no holds barred. He's rude. There's most of his criticisms of the people that he's criticizing are not factually based. They're in the moment that Donald Trump is living. And so I thought it was special to see the majesty of the closest thing we have to royalty as Americans, where those individuals all sitting there behaving themselves. But it was obvious to me that there is a change happening in that majesty, and it is being driven by Donald Trump. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I agree. I thought, some of the interactions like with Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, whatever, I don't think it's going to have quite the same reverence it used to. I'm a little bit in the middle where I do think the politicians use rhetoric that's stronger than their own personal beliefs, in the sense that we know Joe Biden and Mitch McConnell were good friends for decades. I don't think Joe Biden really thinks Mitch McConnell is a Jim Crow racist if he didn't support the voting rights law, which of course Mitch McConnell didn't, but that's a pretty strong phrase to use.
But Biden still actually does talk, I don't want to say highly of McConnell, but he doesn't really denigrate him.
Well, he was his colleague. I mean, you can disagree with your colleague, use the harshest language possible, and still have a relationship. I don't think that's the case for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been any work with anybody. It's always slash and burn for his particular situation. And so I just don't see the fact that John McCain and Lindsey Graham and Chuck Schumer got along. I don't see a same translation for a Donald Trump situation.
Michael Kelly is with us for another segment. It is Amy Markscores and Chris Ranji. Of course, text us whenever or leave us a voice message on the Odyssey app. Download it for free.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
The 28th Winter Warm-Up is coming to Busch Stadium and Ballpark Village January 18th through the 20th. The event features 3 days full of non-stop Cardinals family-friendly fun, including tours of the Cardinals clubhouse, admission to the world-class Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum, plus access to the Cardinals Care Store, autographs, auctions, and an exhibit hall full of sports memorabilia and more. Tickets are on sale now. Proceeds benefit Cardinals Care and its mission to care for kids in the community. Find more details at cardinals.com/WWU.
I'm Gentry.
I'm Ben.
We're the Golden Boys.
For the 25th annual Hardee's Rise and Shine for Heat benefit.
In January, pre-order as many sausage or egg biscuits or both for $1 each.
Pre-order only at heatupstlouis.org.
Within 24 hours, pick up your pre-orders at your Hardee's.
100% helps area neighbors stay warm at heatupstlouis.org.
Yummy sugar plums.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Available in so many delicious varieties: classic, cage-free, organic, free-range, and pasture-raised. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
At 10:30, light snow and 29 downtown at the Arch. Good morning, I'm Scott Jagow. Some of the stories we're following. So far, no deaths being reported by the Missouri Highway Patrol overnight through this morning. 38 reports of stranded drivers, 28 crashes, 1 injury. Firefighters are hoping for a break from the fierce winds that have fueled the wildfire devastation in LA. Whole neighborhoods are gone, at least 10 dead, 10,000 structures destroyed. President-elect Trump sentenced this morning in his New York hush money case. The judge handed down no punishment, but Trump still plans to appeal. A sign of resilience for the economy, even in the face of higher interest rates. Employers added 256,000 jobs last month. That's 40,000 more than November. The unemployment rate ticked down. Winter weather advisory until 6. Snow tapering off this afternoon, 1 to 3 inches accumulation. Some places up to 6, a high of 34. Overnight, a low of 22. Then we might have some sun tomorrow, 37 and even 40 degrees on Sunday. Right now, we have 28 degrees in St. Peters, 29 in Florissant, snow and 29 downtown. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
This report is sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan at McKelvey Homes. Have you always wished for a brand new home in an established neighborhood? Select one of our move-in ready custom homes throughout St. Louis, or we will build on your lot. Visit McKelveyHomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
Local news can come at you fast. Want the latest on what's happening in your backyard? Download the free Odyssey app. Follow your local news station, and you'll get alerts on the top stories making headlines in your city. You can stay in the know, no matter what you're up to, and be among the first to find out when news breaks. Plus, keep tabs on weather and traffic, so you're never caught off guard. To get started, download the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY, and follow your local news station.
Supporting your nutrition should be easy. That's why we created the Neoviten Women's Multivitamin monthly subscription. Get your daily Neoviten Women's Multivitamin delivered directly to your door every month. You can pause or cancel your subscription at any time with no long-term obligations. With B vitamins to support energy, vitamin D for bone support, and our physician-formulated proprietary blend, Neoviten Women's Multivitamin is here to support your nutrition every day. Start supporting your nutrition and sign up for a monthly Neoviten Women's Multivitamin subscription today at neoviten.com.
Looking to give your bathroom an affordable facelift? Maybe you need your shower area to become a safer space for your family's needs? Glover here with a recommendation. Michaels can come in and give you a free quote. We'll discuss your needs and help figure out what works best for your space and budget. Michaels Baths remodels bathrooms all over the St. Louis region. 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ BBB rating. You'll love these guys. That's Michaels Baths, 636-775-0800. or michaelsbaths.com. Again, that's michaelsbaths.com.
Do you want to kickstart planning for your retirement this year? I know the quick and easy way to do this. It's a 3-hour adult education class. It's called Retirement Planning 101. It's almost like getting the Cliff Notes, right? On how you could make your money go a lot further in retirement. Hi, it's Sue Thomas. And this is a one-night class. It's taught by a fiduciary advisor from financial and tax architects with decades of financial planning experience. Now, they hold these at colleges and libraries throughout St. Louis. You're going to learn about IRA and 401k withdrawals, tax saving strategies, Roth conversions, Social Security, and more. And there's no cost. Just bring 3 canned goods for the St. Louis Crisis Nursery. Now, there are still openings for classes this month and next. So call 314-947-2012, 314-947-2012. That's 314-947-2012.
Podcast The Bernie Mickler Show today on the free Odyssey app and follow to receive Bernie's daily take on Cardinals, Blues, or whatever else is in the news. AUDACY.
Chris and Amy show on KMOX. We got Michael Kelly with us for another segment. As it is Friday, it's snowy. Be careful out there.
It is still snowing. It's
gorgeous. It's supposed to happen.
Oh, I love it.
I think they say about 11 o'clock it's going to wind down.
But still off and on.
So I don't know about you guys, but I love it. And if it were to continue to snow like this, it would be okay because it's always fresh white snow, what we've been living through.
Yeah.
What I hate is the middle of next week.
The slop.
When it's all brown, black piles of melting goo. And you're constantly having to turn your windshield wipers on. And oh my gosh, I got to go get blue juice. I ran out,
Oh my gosh, I'm low on the blue juice.
You better go get it because there's going to be a run next week.
It'll be 36 tomorrow, 42 on Sunday. So hopefully, a lot of it's going to stick around, but some of it will melt.
Yeah, maybe. Well, and then, like I said, then you're on the highway and you got to get the blue juice. And I don't know about you, but I don't know where the blue juice goes in my car.
I don't know.
I got to have somebody else do it.
I don't even know how to open the hood of my car. I had to do that one time, and AAA was like, "Can you pop the hood?" And I said, "No."
I would think most Subaru drivers would know how to, do maintenance on a car.
She doesn't know how to do anything.
No,
I'm pretty worthless.
So-
It's so sad.
Yeah, it really
I'd
is.
be like, how far back in history could you live, and still survive? I'm like 1978.
Mhm.
I don't know. I would die probably anytime before that.
Yeah, I would not want to go back to I grew up in St. Charles and we'd have to go look at the, stuff and people dressed up in costumes like what they used to wear back in the day.
What are you talking about?
Like pioneers and, like explorers and stuff.
When you were a child, everyone dressed up in costumes.
No.
in St.
You'd have to
Charles.
go learn about,
Yeah.
Daniel
and Clark.
Boone and Lewis and
Yeah.
Clark and all that stuff. And I would think, man, if we get reincarnated, I don't want to be in that deal because
I am reading.
I want to take a shower.
Yeah,
a warm one.
Well, I don't think you reincarnate backwards.
I don't know. Well, you know what I mean.
Disincarnate.
Now, can I tell you, I have
You're
found,
not time traveling.
I'm derailing your show, and I'm doing it purposely. I am going after this show. I'm going for a walk, and I bought new snow boots so that I could go for a walk. I show up at REI. I'm like, I got a size 13. She's like, we got one pair, and they look like the one that nobody would buy. But I don't care. I wanted to have boots to be able to walk. Last night, I'm sitting on my phone in bed, and the St. Louis Zoo took the penguins out for a walk.
Saw that.
On the I am going to the zoo today because I'm telling you, I'm not an animal person. I would love a penguin.
The zoo is closed.
They're like little old men just walking around like, let's go get a coffee.
It's true.
And then they look like little old men.
Yeah.
I
You know
want a penguin.
You take a penguin into Caldi's to get a coffee.
Yes.
That
You
would
should.
be adorable.
And they like
then
there was no urgency that those guys were going to do anything. Did you see them? They're just like
Well, what
walking
are they
them
gonna
around.
do?
Awesome.
Run away?
That was awesome. I want to go hug them.
God, I love
I
penguins.
do too.
We years ago talked about getting a puffin. You got to look up a puffin. It kind of looks like
Yeah.
a penguin,
Uh-huh.
but then we found out that they have smelly fish poop. So
Well, of course.
you can't.
Yeah.
I'm guessing penguins are the same, but people do have penguins as pets.
Oh,
Don't they?
you're kidding.
I
No,
think so.
No, they don't.
I think they do.
I know they
No.
have them as villains. I didn't know they had them as pets.
All I know is my friend, when I played hockey with her, 2005, 2006, and she would always tell me, she's like, remember, I wanted a penguin before it was cool to like penguins. That was her thing, is she was the original, like, I want a penguin, I
Penguin?
want a puffin. Yes, because I guess after March of the Penguins, everybody
Oh, I didn't know that.
everybody wanted a penguin. They became a thing. And she was so mad about these bandwagon penguin fans because she said, I liked penguins before it was cool to like penguins.
How about that? I didn't realize I was jumping on a bandwagon like I did on Mr. Beast.
Yeah,
that
he
you guys
discovered- Did you hear
criticized me
this?
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
discovered-
he loves Mr. Beast.
Well, I'm
found
into
him
it. I'm
last
watching
week.
the
Beast
Prime
Games.
show, and you guys were like, "Oh my god, what's next? The Swatch Watch? That's so back. You're gonna wear your parachute pants here next week, Kelly."
Well, that's because you walk into this room and you go, you guys, have you ever heard of Mr. Beast? Only the most popular, well-known YouTube and now television celebrity out there.
I'm guarantee you, the people listening to us right now, unless they have kids, have no idea who Mr. Beast is.
Well, they better get on board.
He's
They
got-
better figure it out.
There's
he at?
games happening, people.
There-
$5 million.
Hey, 5 million is a lot.
It's a ton. And then everybody's
Well.
all critical. Oh, they're ruining people's personalities. And I'm like, they only give them $1 million on Survivor, and they make them wear half and be half naked while they
That's
humiliate
true.
them.
That's
you know,
true. Naked and Afraid,
Yeah.
all the Bachelor games, they're all as
I-
exploitive of human nature.
I do
as
not
anything.
like any reality shows really, but I admit I watched, and it's been over for a year or two.
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
I watched
the Golden Bachelor.
Love on the Spectrum
Oh.
on Netflix.
Is that
Okay, so I thought the reason I didn't want to was I thought it would be exploitative.
Yes.
You think?
But I don't. But the thing is, you watch it, and all the people involved, you really, really get behind them and root for them because they're all pure intentioned.
Yeah.
They have no motives. It's just they just want to be happy, and all of them love going to the zoo.
Yeah.
They all love going to the zoo. It's
Yeah.
the most adorable. I was watching
Maybe
Monday-
I'll find love
Monday night. I'm
on the spectrum.
staying with my friend before I came back to St. Louis, and I'm showing her Love on the Spectrum,
Uh-huh.
and she's watching it. She goes, "This is significantly better than any date I've ever been on."
Really? Oh, well, maybe I need to check it out.
She's always going
what's
out
it
with
stream on?
scumbags. So yeah,
What's it stream on?
Netflix.
So-
I mean, so for people who don't know, it's everybody in the show is on the autism spectrum, and they're all just genuine, lovely people, and you root for them.
Yeah.
It's real. I think it's an adorable show.
Oh, I love the pureness of people who are
Yeah.
on the spectrum. I mean, there's no, they are who they are.
Yeah.
And they're genuine and caring, loving people. That's
There's
been my
just
experience.
there's nothing sinister in their thought
Yeah.
process. At least the people on the show, they're just
It'd be interesting to watch them go on a date, though. And I would feel like I'm
exploiting it, and that's
yeah,
what I
right.
thought. And maybe there is an element of that there just by virtue of it being on TV.
On TV.
But
Well,
I
you
don't know.
want-
I don't feel.
I
I
have a
don't feel
hard
like the producers are exploiting them.
Right.
I will say this: there is one of the guys whose moms I don't like. I think she might be exploitative of her own son, and I'll
Right.
let you figure that out for yourself.
So-
But that guy, there's a great moment where he does speed dating, and everybody who's in the speed dating setup is autistic to some degree, and he's asking this woman, and you may have seen it circulates on social media a lot, and he's asking her if she likes nature, and she goes, well, I don't know, I think I'm more of a city girl. I kind of like the hustle and the bustle. And he's got the speed dating paper in front of him with all the girls' names, and it's so it has their names. It says yes, no, and then you write notes. And so she says that about the city life, and he looks at her. He's like, and then he clicks the pen and marks no while she's sitting there. And then she gets up, and the producer says, hey, Connor, I think is his name. Did you mark no while she's sitting there? And he goes, should I have not done that? He just
Right.
didn't know. It
would make life simpler,
adorable.
wouldn't it? I mean, have you
Yeah,
ever gone
to-
on a date and thought, geez, I need to be out of here?
I want to.
Classy.
I hung out with a lady for
Classy.
4 days.
Holds up a sign right in front of their face.
I hung out with a lady for 4 days a couple of weeks ago, and she said, you know what? I think my sister would be great for you.
That's horrible.
After she
horrible.
showed up with another guy at the same bar,
yeah.
after telling Ranj, so Ranj went to Chicago on like 4 New Year's to spend New Year's with her. He gets up there, she texts him, yeah, I'm just, I'm in a bad spot. I don't want to be with people. No, I understand. So Ranj said, had already told her the plans that they were going to do. So she knew the plans, but couldn't do it. She just couldn't emotionally handle it. So Ranj goes to the bar, and guess who shows up at 9 p.m.
With the dude.
with another guy, that same
Oh,
lady who then texts him the next day and says he would be great for
Listen,
my sister.
I'm dealing with some stuff right now, so I need my time in therapy. But after hearing that, I'm
Would that
happy
put
to
you over the
give you.
top?
Well, you need to be talking to somebody. That
He
is
is
you
talking to all of
you-
us.
That how if you haven't been gutted and humiliated, you should be. Is what Amy and I
No,
are
I'll
trying
tell
to
you what,
say. to you.
I don't feel humiliated. She has provided me with a couple of days of content.
Yeah.
It's
Huh.
as
Do
it
you-
was happening, I'm like, this is so unbelievable. I'm not even mad.
Yeah. So did you just walk? So I have a friend of mine. No, I'm not telling this story. Go ahead.
Oh, well, you
Is it
can't.
that
do
No,
bad?
yeah, I shouldn't tell it. But that's a horrible story that you've lived through.
It's fine.
But I mean,
I've known
did
her
she
for-
pretend like, oh, Chris, fancy seeing you
No.
here?
No, she came over with an awkward, oh, hey, Chris, kind of one of those
All right.
things.
Here, I have a friend of mine. He went to a Christmas party. Okay, shows up, takes
This year? This past
No,
year?
this is
Okay.
a decade or more ago. Takes this person to the Christmas party, and the whole time he's at the Christmas party, he's saying to everybody, "Hey, sorry, we got to get going. We just wanted to come by and visit with you. Blah blah blah. We've got something else going on this afternoon. Blah blah blah." Guy and gal leave. An hour later, the guy comes back, different gal. Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody, and pretends like he didn't just visit with us with another person. And we're all like,
That's
Merry Christmas. Good to see you. Oh,
That
hey,
is-
how are
And
you?
he gave you no warning that this was going to happen?
No, walks in like, hey, first time I saw you, Mike. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait.
He's
You were
like,
just here with another
first time I saw you, Mike.
Yeah.
Like that.
Do you know
That's
how much
awesome.
faith
Oh my
you
God,
have
is
to
that good.
have in the
And-
party goers to know
Well-
that no one's going to
Right.
blow your cover?
And fortunately, we were all young enough and whatever. Like nobody was that entrenched in a 25-year relationship where you're making like the spouse uncomfortable. Like, hey, Tom over there just was here with another girl. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The audacity.
The audacity.
God,
Wow.
you know what? I almost respect.
I think about it constantly. I'm just like, can you imagine this guy? Like he walked in, and when I tell you guys, he was talking to us like it was the first time he'd seen us that day. Like, and he also brought another bottle of wine. Yay, Merry Christmas! Yeah.
So good.
Amazing.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love this guy.
He's alive, and If I could get him to tell that story on air, I'm probably going to see him in the next week or so.
You've got to.
I'll see if I can get him
Dude,
to tell it anonymously.
That is such a good
We're gonna
story.
book this. You
Okay.
you tell us when. We'll make the room.
I'd love to
for
know
you.
his
I will
thought
work on it.
process. Like, this will
Oh,
be
he's a
fine.
meathead. He wouldn't care. Like, I mean, even if he got exposed, he would have been fine with it. Because I mean, he's just that nature, kind of like nothing. You can't offend this guy.
I don't
you
know if I've ever respected anything more.
Well,
That's unbelievable.
I don't know. What's pretty unbelievable is telling somebody I'm going to stay in tonight, and then showing up at the same bar that the person you were supposed to go out with another date. Yeah,
It's pretty ballsy too, isn't it?
that's yeah.
She wanted you to see her.
Did
I
you
don't
just
think
get
so.
trashed
I don't
after
think so.
that? Were you like, I'm gonna have some drinks,
Buddy.
The only reason why I say she wanted you to see her because if you don't want someone to see you, you don't go to the bar where they're going to be. And even if she was like, well, I'll take my chances, you are still acknowledging there's a good chance I'm going to run into this guy because every girl has tried to avoid somebody before. And you, out of an abundance of caution, you don't go to a certain place.
Yeah.
So she was okay with seeing you at minimum and wanted to see you most likely.
I don't maybe.
Yeah, she's not.
Could be.
Any woman knows how to avoid a guy.
Well, tell us
at
how
a
they
bar.
do that. I'd
I'll
be
tell you what.
interested in that. How do women avoid what circumstances would come up?
I'm gonna call that sister during the break
Yeah, what's up, sis?
to see what's going on.
Hey,
A
tell her
creeper?
you got a buddy and see if her sister wants to go, and we'll double date. I'll come up and take the one that didn't want you, and then halfway through the dinner, we can just get up and walk out together.
We could do like Kramer and Mickey when they went on the double date.
Yeah, we'll just walk out and leave. Say, you know what? I wasn't feeling it.
Hey, no snooker for you. Enjoy the zoo though.
I'm gonna go walk in the zoo.
The zoo is closed.
Hopefully, run into a pig.
The zoo is closed,
Yes,
Mike.
they've been announcing it all morning.
Have they?
Yeah.
I want to see them pick. They were walking them around in the public. the
You
other
know,
day.
you know people. You are
I
a
could.
connected man. You need to talk to Mr. Zoo. and
Mr.
say-
Zoo. You know the zoo is free.
Did you know it's one of the best in the country?
I've heard that.
Mhm.
I've heard it.
The zoo
And they
is
also
free.
are open 365 days. Well,
Not
no,
today.
not the case.
You know
yes,
why?
it does
'Cause-
say for the safety of the guests,
Yeah.
employees, and volunteers, the zoo will be closed all day Friday,
No.
January
I
Do you
10th.
wonder if
think
they
that-
need some help with the penguins.
I think they might be just letting the penguins roam free. If there are no guests, why not?
What if you? I mean, you're gonna have one will get away, and then you have to go find
into
it.
the lion's cage.
Yep, that's not good.
That is not good.
Yeah.
Michael,
See you guys.
enjoy the not zoo.
Yeah. See you next week.
See you Friday.
Bye now.
It's Amy Marks Kors and Chris Ranji with you the rest of the way until 1 o'clock on KMOX.
Nominations for the 2025 Women of Achievement are now open. This St. Louis Area Award is the oldest ongoing program in the area, whose sole mission is to honor and recognize the volunteer service and volunteer leadership of women. If you know an outstanding volunteer in the St. Louis metropolitan area, or if you are one, Women of Achievement wants to hear from you. Nominations, including self-nominations, may be submitted now through January 11th. For more information, head to KMOX.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
when you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at babbel.com. Just go to babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
An important message from SNL Coins. SNL Coins pays top dollar for your gold and silver coins, old currency, gold-filled jewelry, scrap gold and silver, silver plating, gold and silver bullion. Get a quote with a call to SNL at 544-3600. SNL Coins, 544-3600. Or visit SNL Coins at 9300 Gravois, just east of McKenzie. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 Saturday. Before you sell, call SNL 544-3600.
I'm Andrew Stoles, and this is KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Ranj, we were talking about just the tragic wildfires in California. And one thing we brought up yesterday that we mentioned was insurance. Like who's insuring these homes? Do these people have insurance? And even insurance policies that have caveats for high-risk areas, like locals in California were saying, Malibu's far enough from the forest. They've never had to worry. Sunset Boulevard is not a high-risk area. Well, we've got some of the numbers here that tens of thousands of Californians don't have insurance on their homes. So last year, State Farm did not renew policies for 72,000 homes and apartments in California, including almost 70% of the insured homes in the now flattened Palisades. So State Farm dropped last year 70% of their insurance policies in the Palisades. Now, a lot of private insurers like Allstate, State Farm have dropped out. There is a thing called the FAIR plan, F-A-I-R, the FAIR plan, which is an insurance, the state's limited fire insurance program. Some Californians have that. However, the FAIR plan has about $2.5 billion in reinsurance. So policyholders trying to get money from the FAIR plan, which is only reinsured up to $2.5 billion, when the Palisades could be almost $6 billion in uninsured coverage. And Ranj, I think we are going to see upheaval in the insurance market, whether it's government getting more involved and California expands the FAIR plan, whether it's our rates going up, or just insurance companies pulling out altogether. Kind of the same thing with how do you keep insuring homes that are hit by hurricanes?
Yeah, the homes in Florida that are constantly those on the coast. Yeah, these companies are going to just stop insuring altogether, and that is something we're going to have to handle. And I think we're all as a country going to have to grow up and realize that climate change is actually a problem. These insurance companies know it. They're fully aware of what's going on. And our national security agencies know it too, because that is a big part of national security. We're going to have to come to terms with it and try to figure something out instead of pretending like it's not happening, because part of what is happening in California right now is that unusually dry this time of year, the winds that come through anyway, any firefighter you talk to out there, I'm sure will tell you that this was bound to happen at some point. And the wildfires we know are getting worse and worse and worse every single year in California.
And that's why I think, like I said, policy matters too. Or I would think if you're in a state that's going to have more frequent wildfires, you have got to throw a ton of money behind that. Of all people, Joe Scarborough on MSNBC was going off on some of the policies in California saying, we know these fires are going to happen. We need to be overly prepared instead of cutting budgets. Like, we should be assuming this is going to
There's
happen
some
a lot.
discrepancy on the budget because I've seen reporting that they actually increased the fire budget and did not decrease it. And we could talk about that too coming up. Amy Markscore's Chris Ranji. When we come back, we have Scott Jagow from the KMOX newsroom. He's got 3 good things and roaming St. Louis. He's going to tell us about it when we come back on KMOX.
The holiday season may be coming to a close, but there's still plenty of time to make it a magical one. Ring in the new year with something stunning and timeless from Diamonds Direct. Start the new year with a celebration of your love, or even a celebration of yourself. Whether you're shopping for the perfect wedding bands, a beautiful pair of diamond studs that were missing from under your tree, or the engagement ring of their dreams, Diamonds Direct has just what you're wishing for. This year, make your New Year's resolution to shop smarter by shopping direct. Making a decision on where to make your next jewelry purchase has never been easier. At Diamonds Direct, you're guaranteed to get an extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and the white glove service that we've long been known for. Let the experts at Diamonds Direct show you the difference in a concierge luxury shopping experience. Kick off the new year the way you've always wanted. Customize your experience in-store or online at diamondsdirect.com today. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-408-4040. That's 800-408-4040.
You know, as they say, one person's personal information is another person's treasure.
Exactly. That's why I use NordVPN every time I surf the web. Features like Threat Protection Pro's safeguard devices from phishing websites and disable intrusive ads and trackers. Just check NordVPN.com, grab the deal, and see for yourself. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
KMOX, KECK, HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
If you're planning to sell and also buy a home in the near future, I know it can be stressful. Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty knows selling and buying your next home at the same time can be tricky, especially in our area. This is Debbie Monterey, and if you need to sell and buy at the same time, this message is for you. Gloria Liu has several great options for her home sellers, including her Sell and Stay program that gets you the most money possible for your current home and then allows you to stay put until you find your next home. No more stress, worries, or hassles or settling. Gloria Liu makes selling your St. Louis area home easy, and she's been doing this for more than 21 years. So why risk working with an average realtor when you can work with the best? The name to remember is Gloria Liu of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Call 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Degrees downtown at the Gateway Arch. Good morning. I'm Scott Jagow. Our top story this hour. St. Louis County Transportation's David Roan tells KMOX the snowplow drivers really appreciate cooperation from others sharing the highway.
Visibility in them, especially the big tandems, is less than optimal. So the more room you can give the plow drivers, the better it is for everybody.
The forecast is coming up in a couple of minutes. More wind is in the forecast this weekend for ravaged Southern California. Right now, firefighters are taking advantage of a break in the dangerous weather.
Finally, the weather is cooperating here on the scene of one of the largest firefights in Southern California, the Eaton Fire. It's estimated more than 10,000 structures have been destroyed, most of those homes. And the California National Guard has been deployed all over. There are Humvees. There's been concern that looters could take advantage of the situation. At least 20 have been arrested. The Humvees providing very much a visible deterrent. Craig Figner for CBS News, Pasadena, California.
And investigators are still trying to figure out what caused the massive fires to break out in the first place. President-elect Donald Trump was formally sentenced this morning in his New York hush money case, but the judge imposed no punishment. Trump denies wrongdoing and vows to appeal anyway. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is still no fan of Trump.
The Chicago Democrat, who says he hasn't decided on his own run for the White House in 2028, tells reporters in Springfield his administration is doing its best to prepare for whatever curveballs the Republican throws the state's way.
He's so unpredictable. And I know that the people who supported him think that, he's pronounced everything and he's going to follow through on everything, but that wasn't the case when he was president last time. I'm not suggesting he's not going to follow through. My biggest worry are the things he hasn't told us about.
Pritzker says he's especially concerned about rhetoric involving Medicaid and eligibility cuts. Brad Choate, KMOX News.
From the KMOX business desk, Macy's is closing its South County Center store. Here's Bloomberg's Kimberly Adams with more.
The retailer says 66 of its department stores will be closed as part of its bold new chapter strategy. Macy's CEO Tony Spring says closing underproductive stores will let the company prioritize investments in its go-forward stores.
Jobs numbers out today. U.S. employers added 256,000 of them last month. That's 40,000 more than November. The unemployment rate ticked down just 0.1%. Your weather is sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company.
KMOX AccuWeather, a winter weather advisory until 6 this evening. It'll be cloudy today, snow tapering off during the afternoon hours, ending as flurries this evening. Snow can accumulate 1 to 3 inches, but locally up to 6 inches in some places south of the city. That'll make roads snow-covered and slippery. The high today, 34. Later tonight, mostly cloudy, low 22. Clouds break for some sun at times tomorrow, the high 37. Sunday, mostly cloudy, the high approaching 40. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Are you considering life insurance? Penn Mutual's accelerated client experience makes applying for life insurance fast and easy. Ask your independent advisor or go to pennmutual.com/STL. Right now, we have snow throughout the region. It's 31 in St. Peters, 32 in Florissant, 29 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
The Chris and Amy Show is sponsored by Goal Tracker Pro, turning maybe someday into done.
So the second Friday of the month of January is Quitter's Day. Did you know it's Quitter's Day?
Yes.
So
it's Quitter's Day.
So happy Quitter's Day to everybody. You know that with the new year comes the New Year resolutions that you may have come up with. This is the day everybody gives up on those.
Yeah.
So today is Quitter's Day on the show with Amy Marks-Kors and Chris Ranji. And we want to hear about the time you quit.
It could be anything. Did you quit
a job,
smoking,
an activity, smoking,
a relationship?
Tell us about it. Tell us why it's an interesting story.
Yeah.
Leave us a voice message on the Odyssey app, AUDACY, or send us a text message at 314-436-7900. Scott Jagow is in from the KMOX newsroom.
He ever?
The hell's going on with that jacket, Scott?
Dude, it is wintertime, and I am tired of all the drab colors that people wear. So
it's not drab.
It's not
It
drab.
is
You're not drab.
No,
If
I am
you're-
not drab.
If you're watching us on
Um,
YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, you can see this blazer.
It is beautiful.
That Scott Jagow is
Feel it.
wearing. That's every color on
It's
the
a
spectrum.
silky. You know what it is? It is a psychedelic fever dream. It is what
There you
I would
go.
imagine that really strong mushrooms
Okay.
would that's the
Yeah.
image that would appear in your mind if you
It's
took
like-
really strong psychedelic mushrooms.
It's like if you looked at Craig Sager in a suit, but you're high on something.
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
Well, let me tell you about it. It's actually known as the Jimi Hendrix. And
What?
I acquired this from a very fine establishment that's been in St. Louis for well over a century.
Johnny Brock's.
Stallone. No. Don't make fun of this. This
No,
is
it's
a beautiful
a nice jacket.
It is a gorgeous jacket. I got it from Stallone's Formal Wear,
Really?
which has several locations in the St. Louis area. Been around since 1899. Phil Stallone, his grandfather, founded it. Phil is in his 70s now and is a huge fan of KMOX.
That's awesome.
He and once upon a time helped Jack Buck with his formal wear.
Oh.
And he's got lots of great Jack Buck stories.
Wow.
And while I wear this for the next several years, I will have my own stories
Yeah.
about wearing it. I have one already. I wore it for New Year's Eve, and everybody else was in black and white and sequins, which is New Year's Eve, fine. But I
You
was
came in like
I
this.
was the color of the party. Yeah,
Literally.
literally.
Literally,
And
all the
everybody wanted to
colors.
talk to you.
They did, and they
So-
wanted to know where I got my jacket. And
I
they were
do like
"It's
that jacket
cool."
quite a bit.
Mhm.
It's silky.
Yeah, and the material is great.
Yes. Okay. Is Stallone's your roaming St. Louis or soon to be? Because if he's got great Jack Buck stories,
Oh yeah,
we
I've
got to get
talked
this
to
guy
him.
on air.
I have thought about it and probably will have him on for roaming
Yeah.
St. Louis. But I just met him, so
Oh,
I was
yeah,
kind of
okay.
waiting to, feel him out about stories. And yes, we talked about Jack Buck a lot.
When did you buy this? This year?
Yeah, for New Year's
This
Eve.
was for New Year's
Mhm.
Eve. So this is not something you bring out every New Year's. Wow.
No.
Do they
but-
tailor it and everything? Do they?
Oh yeah.
Did
Wow.
you
Yeah, it
get
fit-
a good deal?
Fits me. I did. I got a really good deal.
Okay.
And it is tailored for me. And they have all kinds of traditional things, but this is in their lobby and it kind of stands out. And I was like, I want that. I want that.
So where are the locations of Stallone's?
Well, the one that I went to is Maryland Heights, but they have several other ones.
Okay. I need to check it out. I love that jacket. I'm not going to get one of those. I can't because you have it.
Right.
Well,
now
you
would
can't-
be-
I wanna
you
copy
can't steal
that.
his thunder.
But it's
No.
it's the impetus for me wearing this today is that I am thinking about my 3 Good Things segment for Sunday, and I want to do something on color in the winter.
Oh,
Especially this is the perfect day to talk about it because everything is white.
very monochrome.
Great contrast. Your
And
jacket with
I-
a terrific
yeah.
This would
contrast
be a
against the
great
snow.
day
I could
for
just-
you to get lost in the snow because people could find you.
Yeah, I
You
would-
should go stand by stranded people so that
Yeah.
their family members and rescue crews can
Right.
find them.
Instead of flares,
Instead of
it's just
flares,
me.
you are the flare.
I am the flare. That's a good one.
FLAIR.
You don't need a pocket square with that. You would lose the pocket square. in it.
Actually, you should say that when the 911 crew shows up. I'm so sorry. When you said flare, I totally misunderstood.
There's also a bow tie that goes with it too.
Oh, does
Oh
it look
my
exactly
gosh.
the same? Same material? And
It
everything?
is. And my date for New Year's Eve actually wore the bow tie. Now
Oh.
that's cool.
Oh.
That
Yeah.
is very cool.
Anyway, I'm thinking about color in the winter, and there was a photo recently that I saw online that one of the Cardinals photographers took
Mhm.
from his backyard, and it was a yellow cardinal, a rare
Oh, yeah, that was a few
yellow
days ago.
cardinal
I did
in
see
the
that.
snow,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which was like a pop of color. And then one of my friends was saying that she has seen quite a few white birds of prey around,
Mm.
hawking around recently because they can spot they can hide
Yeah.
in the white. So the last week or so, the white birds of prey are all over the place looking for.
This is their time to shine.
This is their time.
Yeah.
This is
Or
their
to
time.
not shine.
Or to not shine. Yeah.
this
to
is
be
the time
to go
not shine.
unnoticed and
They
eat
don't.
well.
They don't need to hide to see me. So I'm just going to be going walking down the street here in downtown St. Louis and see what kind of reaction I get.
You're gonna get a reaction. Especially in downtown St. Louis, you'll have such an eclectic group of people responding to you, whether it is city officials, police officers, people going to work, some of the homeless people who tend to hang out at some of the parks near us. You could really get yourself into some trouble.
Oh. And you should try.
You
I should try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Video it and report back.
I don't think they can't arrest somebody wearing that.
No.
I would hope not.
I feel like you're gonna run into Joe
Rather-
Edwards, and it's gonna be one of those finger pointing Spider-Man memes.
Does he dress like that?
I think he wears a lot of Hawaiian.
Oh yeah,
shirts.
Joe Edwards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He has that kind of flair,
Yeah.
color pop too.
I've never seen Joe Edwards in the wild. Never seen
Really?
him out
That's
in
the only
the
place to
Del Mar
see him.
area.
Yeah.
Never
just
seen
just
it.
hang around Del Mar long enough, you'll see him.
Mm-hmm.
Blueberry Hill,
Yeah.
the Moonrise Hotel.
You look like you could be a window display for Blueberry Hill.
Maybe I will be.
I think you should. It's kind of a cool idea. Go stand there.
They just make him stand there all day.
Well, I love it, Scott. I love that you wore it on New Year's.
Yeah, I surprised you, didn't I?
Did you have
didn't
any-
show it off before I came in here?
Did you have anybody like maybe not know you were with a lady friend, assuming your friend was it a lady friend who wore the bow tie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I didn't know if you said a friend or a date. I forgot. So a lady friend. What if they didn't know you were with a lady friend? Did anybody like walk up to you and go, "Hey there"?
Not that
You
I
know,
can
a lady
recall.
friend can just be a friend.
Well, that's
It
true,
doesn't
too,
have to
but
be a
they're
date,
matching.
Amy.
If you're
Yeah, we were
matching, it
matching.
looks a bit like a couple. In Korea, couples match. Isn't that interesting? Young couples.
Is
they-
it?
Is that a thing? Are you
It
sure that's a
is.
widespread thing, or are you
Yes.
just throwing that out there?
No. A couple of my good friends spent a few weeks in Korea this last fall, but they said it's a really big thing for young couples to wear matching outfits. So they too, they're funny. I mean, they're both late 40s, early 50s. So they too brought matching outfits and wore them. And you could they
That
would
is
take little
interesting.
pictures of couples in the wild where it's a very big thing to match. Young couples.
You got to chat with Stu Mac this weekend?
I do. I think we're going back to travel. We did an interview about places around the world that we'd like to go or we've been, and we have a part 2 of that. Also, roaming St. Louis, I went to Sophie's Artist Lounge, which is over in the Grand Center Arts District. It's part of the Kranzberg Arts Foundation.
Okay.
Cool spot, man. They have this new exhibit called Backdrops, and they have all these backdrops, and you can go take selfies or have professional photos taken in front of these cool backdrops. And they kind of harken back to the 80s, you know, when you did your portrait at school.
Yes.
And they're also known for their incredible DJ performances. So that's what I did for roaming St. Louis. And you'll learn all about that on Sunday morning. And, you know, don't forget to check out Stallone's formal wear, because this
Can we
is where I got it.
Can we take a picture? Like, I'll
Yeah.
stand with you and give the old thumbs up, and we can post it on the Chris and Amy Show socials. so
People
they-
need to see it.
so they know A, what they're missing, and
Yeah.
B, not to miss Sunday morning with Scott Jagout, which would be chat with Stu Mac, roaming St. Louis, and 3 good things.
All this Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, guys.
Scott Jagow from the KMOX newsroom. When we come back,
Beautiful.
we are going to preview the Chiefs' upcoming game. Not this weekend. They got to bye because they're so good. Number 1 seed don't have to play this week. We'll talk to Danon. Oh, sorry, buddy. Sorry,
Look
buddy.
at this Notre Dame bandwagon fan, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Good luck to you. Is it Sunday?
Sunday.
The Bills play
Broncos.
on Sunday. Bills and Broncos Sunday.
Go
All right.
Bills.
We'll talk to Danon Hughes on the Kansas City Chiefs radio broadcast team. He's with us next.
The county just requested more electric charging stations.
Orders have really amped up at Able Electric.
We need 3 more at First and Main, and we just got another hotel chain.
It's no shock. Able Electric needs able electricians.
Grocery store wants charging stations too.
And fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
The 28th Winter Warm-Up is coming to Busch Stadium and Ballpark Village January 18th through the 20th. The event features 3 days full of non-stop Cardinals family-friendly fun, including tours of the Cardinals clubhouse, admission to the world-class Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum, plus access to the Cardinals Care Store, autographs, auctions, and an exhibit hall full of sports memorabilia and more. Tickets are on sale now. Proceeds benefit Cardinals Care and its mission to care for kids in the community. Find more details at cardinals.com/WWU.
We can get more sleep, we can get more sun, and we can get more exercise. But the one thing that we can't get more of is time. It's time to eliminate the one phrase that could be holding you back from reaching your retirement goals. I'll take care of it tomorrow. It's time to pick up the phone and make the call to Gary Goldberg and the team at Financial and Tax Strategies. 618-361-4232 or online at checkwithgary.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., an SEC registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Gary Goldberg, NPN number 918615.
Locally focused, nationally trusted. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
It is the beginning of the NFL postseason tomorrow. We will have the wild card weekend, which is, I kind of think it's the most fun weekend of the NFL, other than maybe like opening weekend. This is a good one. A lot can happen during the next couple of days. There will be games tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. One of them will not feature the Kansas City Chiefs because they have the bye this week. They get to rest up and get ready for the division round. We go to the guest line and we welcome in our guy, Danon Hughes, Chiefs radio analyst and former wide receiver. He's with us now on KMOX. How's it going, Danon?
Doing all right. How you guys doing?
We're doing okay. What's it like to have to wait for the playoffs? I mean, it's nice for the guys to get to rest, but...
Yeah. It's awesome. I mean, I feel like, you guys have listened to me for the last few weeks where my voice was all messed up and I was battling some colds and throat issues, and now I'm sounding even better. So I'm a product of this winning, these winning ways by the Chiefs. But from a player's perspective, like you guys have heard me say this before, when the schedules come out in April, the first thing players look at is when is our bye. And then they look at when do we play in prime time. And then you look at, okay, strings of home games versus away games, if we're playing on Christmas or any holidays. That's kind of the order that guys look at it. So it tells you how much they covet a bye week in the NFL across the board. Now, when you add in that our bye week this year was in week 6, and I think from my calculations, they would have had, if they did not get this bye week, they would have had to play 17 straight weeks of football to get to the promised land if they're going to make it to the Super Bowl and obviously make a strong run towards that three-peat. So that would have been almost like playing a full season with only having the bye week in the beginning. So it made it essential, and the NFL did not help us at all when you consider the structure of the schedule. We wound up playing 8 playoff teams this year. Next year, we'll play 10 playoff teams. So the structure of this, regardless of how it ends, was a tough uphill battle. So these guys are relishing this opportunity to have some rest and come out strong. And they played their best football, I think, in the month of December and into January. I mean, I wouldn't say January because we're not going to count that last game against the Broncos. But as far as when the core guys were playing, you can make an argument that they played their best football, and that's exactly how you want to go into the playoffs.
All right, so let's talk about the last game before we get into what's next. Because,
do we have to?
Yeah, we have to. And the reason
I'm sorry, Danon.
And you know it doesn't matter they lost. It doesn't matter to the Chiefs, but they rested a lot of players, as a team would do. But I think they got a lot of criticism that was completely undeserved. And I'm not here to protect the Chiefs. You know me, but I think it was ridiculous. The amount of people who said, "Oh, you screwed the Bengals by not starting your starters." Well, maybe Cincinnati should have just won more games. They wouldn't have had to worry about it.
Yeah, let me make this abundantly clear. Especially at the professional level, definitely you can make an argument at just about any level of sports. It is not one team's job to help another team.
Right.
especially in the NFL. It is not their job. It's the Cincinnati Bengals' job to control their own destiny and not lean on another team, especially a rival, to do any work for them. They were the team that only won 4 games in 3 months. They won their last 5 games of the season. Give them kudos for ending the season strong, but that means they only won 4 games through September, October, and November. That's their fault. That's their fault that they lost to the lowly New England Patriots at home as a home opener. That's their fault. Don't look at us, especially us, to bail them out by beating a team that is the number 1 defense that was playing for their playoff lives. It wasn't like that it was a different metric where the Broncos were eliminated and they were not going to play. They were going to play their starters and we weren't. They were a playoff team. They are a playoff team. They're a number 1 defense in the NFL. And to be quite honest, it would have been tough for us to beat them on the road in that circumstance with our starters. It took a blocked field goal for us to beat them a month earlier or a month and a half earlier. So, like, all the crybabies in Cincinnati and the so-called purists, they can go fly a kite. Like, I don't know what, I don't know what to tell them. They have a great time in Cancun, have a great time with their long off season. Sit back, suck their thumbs, and watch the rest of the playoffs, whatever it is. The fact is that the best team did what was best for the best team, and that was sitting the starters and cruising into this bye week.
So they have a bye. The players will they be watching the games and hoping for certain outcomes that they want to face a certain team or not face another? And who would you like to see them face?
Yeah, I don't think it's all about hoping for a team, especially when you're the number 1 seed. Now, I've been in that situation where I've been a number 1 seed. I've been a wild card when I was playing. I've been a number 2 seed. And you're just hoping in those circumstances that you are playing against a lower seed that you can continue to play at home. That's not an issue now because we have the path to New Orleans has to go through GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. So as a player, yeah, you're going to sit back, relax, watch the games. Usually you'll group together. Offensive linemen will probably be somewhere. Wide receivers will be at a restaurant or something like that. They'll watch some of the games and then they'll go home and kind of glance in and out of it as they prepare for their game. The fact is that there are 4 teams in the AFC that they could possibly play. And to be honest, there's no toss-ups in this playoff run that I see. I can definitely see, and I even said on my radio show yesterday, that I could see the Broncos beating the Bills. So that's a 7 seed beating a number 2. I think you can make an argument based on how the Pittsburgh Steelers have fared against the Ravens throughout Lamar Jackson's career, that Pittsburgh Steelers can make a strong run at winning that game. They've lost the last 4 games, and you'd hate to think that a playoff team would lose 5 straight games to end the season. The Chargers, I think the Chargers are a better football team than the Texans. As far as who we would want to play, I'm always concerned about playing a team 3 times. So that means the Broncos or the Chargers would always be extra concerned for me, just because, especially with the Chargers, you would be looking to beat them 3 times, which would be tough for any team. And then the Broncos, who's a team that I think has a very, very strong defense and has garnered a lot of confidence, especially beating us 38-0 and facing them. So I don't know if I have a choice on who else I would want to face, but like I played in 1997 when we had to play the Denver Broncos in the playoffs, and we lost. So I got scar tissue. I got personal scar tissue that I just don't want to feel like that again, and have to give the nod to an AFC West divisional rival.
Danon, I know 99% of the time we talk about football, but last week I admired the thermostat PowerPoint presentation that your wife created for your house and what to do if you're hot or cold. And you mentioned happy wife, happy life. And I just thought in the final minutes here that we're not talking football. Do you have any advice for our listeners or my co-host Chris Ranji here, who is chronically single?
So I do believe in happy wife, happy life, but I don't believe in it 100% because I feel like there's got to be some sunshine thrown on the other side to the husband. So I work with Sean Barber is a former linebacker. He does my radio show sometimes. We do a lot of things around Kansas City, and he is 100% sold on happy wife, happy life. I am like 75% ish. I've been married. This will be 30 years coming in June. So it's not like this is brand new to me. I am, and this is not anything that I wouldn't tell her to her face. Is that like I believe a majority, but I don't know if I'm 100% that way. Like 65, 70%. But I think there has to be some wraparound effect in regards back to the husband. So I don't know is there a saying for the husband? It's happy wife, happy life. There's another one that's
it ain't all about you.
I think it's
how about
I
that
think
one?
it's like sleep on the couch. Is that is
Yeah.
that the one?
It's
What if he
happy-
bought the
I
couch
don't-
though?
But next week I'm going to have another saying
Okay.
for the husband.
right,
I'll
figure
figure
it out.
one out.
No, husband's harder to rhyme with.
I know.
Wife is
I
easier
know.
to
That's a
rhyme
tough
with.
one.
Husband is tough.
Mm,
Happy spouse, happy
Uh,
house. I don't know.
close enough.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Joyful dude. I don't know. I'm going to come up with it.
Think
Now you
about
gave
it.
me some homework.
Yeah, you have
I'm
homework
gonna
now.
think about it now.
You have 1
I'll
week
be-
to think
and-
about it.
And possibly I'll be doing it from the couch because of it.
I
So-
know. That's
Well,
what I was just
let me
thinking.
real quick. Let me ask this question: who bought the couch?
Me?
Yeah,
That's what, see?
yeah. Who bought the bed?
That's right. Don't make me puff my chest out in here. Yes, I bought everything in this house. And I'm the king. It's my castle.
I just got Dave.
doing?
I just
Do you
got
hear
Dave.
me? Do you hear me, woman? She's not here. She's at work. She's at work. But she can hear it in spirit.
This is
It's
terrible.
my casa. It's me casa. I bought everything. I'm the king.
I just got Dana in trouble.
No, Aiden, please be
Oh.
safe.
Yeah,
Hopefully she doesn't have the Alexa on.
I know. Oh my gosh.
sorry,
this
man.
is- I'm okay,
Well,
Dana, not even joking. I'm sweating right now.
so-
I'm sweating out of nervousness for
You
you
guys
right
got
now.
me. I ripped my shirt off like the Hulk. I'm walking around here now, puffing my chest out around this house. You're right. You guys just lit a fuse in me right now.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, Dana,
Wait until she gets home. Wait till I give her a piece of my mind when she gets home.
Dana, hopefully we'll talk to you next week. You might be dead.
Oh, I'm sweating. I'm so nervous. I'm sweating.
Look,
I'll have some tissue in my mouth because my jaw will be all messed up. But I'll be thanking you guys.
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Good luck this week, man.
Thank you, Danon.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank y'all.
Dana
Oh,
Hughes.
man.
Oh man.
I'm sweating.
He's awesome. Chiefs radio analyst, former receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs. They enjoy a bye week. This week, they'll play somebody on some day next week. Someday, S-O-M-E. We don't know what day it'll be. Good stuff. Mike Claiborne's next.
We all know how important nutrition is to our health, and now is the time to do something about it. With Neovitin Women's Multivitamin, you can give your body sensible doses of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to support your daily health. Created by a St. Louis physician, Neovitin Women's Multivitamin is formulated with our proprietary blend for daily support you won't find anywhere else. Best of all, you can get Neovitin Women's Multivitamin delivered right to your door with our convenient monthly subscription. Go to neovitin.com and sign up for a subscription today.
At 11:30, snow and 31 downtown at the Arch. Good morning. I'm Scott Jagow. Stories we're following. Today's snowfall caused problems for the morning commute, including numerous crashes and cars sliding off roads, but no fatalities reported by the Highway Patrol. David Roan is with St. Louis County's Highway Department. He says just to be patient with road crews.
Obviously, this is not going to be as significant an event as we got last weekend, but still, it is snow, and drivers need to be cautious and just use common sense.
The rough weather and reported ground stops at Atlanta's airport and Chicago O'Hare are affecting flights throughout the U.S. At Lambert, numerous outgoing and incoming planes delayed or trips canceled this morning. Firefighters are hoping for a break from the fierce winds that have fueled the wildfires in L.A. Whole neighborhoods are gone, at least 10 dead, 10,000 structures destroyed. President-elect Trump sentenced this morning in his hush money case. The judge handed down no punishment. Trump still plans to appeal. Your weather is sponsored by Comfort Solutions Heating and Cooling. Winter weather advisory in effect till 6 p.m. Should be tapering off this afternoon. Accumulations 1 to 3 or locally up to 6. 34 for a high. Tonight, 22 degrees, maybe some lingering flurries. Warming up a bit for the weekend. 37 tomorrow with some sun. Sunday, 40 degrees. If you're bothered by allergies or concerned about having healthy air quality, call Comfort Solutions Heating and Cooling. They carry a complete line of humidifiers, air scrubbers, and electronic air cleaners. Go to ComfortSolutionsSTL.com. Snow and 31 in St. Peters, Florissant, and downtown. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
If you're trying to sell a home, there's only one agent in town that I trust, Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. My friends Mark and Neil have the best system to connect you to the best qualified buyers, getting your home sold fast and for top dollar. 314-336-1991. Go to thegelmanteam.com.
Tom Ackerman here for Busey Bank and Building Community. We are proud to recognize the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis as our first building community partner for 2025. The Urban League supports the belief that everyone in our region deserves a good education, a path to a career, and a safe community with impactful programs and services that help over 200,000 neighbors annually. Learn more about our Urban League at ulstl.com.
This is Pat Buring, Executive Vice President of Busey Bank. The Urban League empowers African Americans and others with programs promoting self-reliance, social equity, civil rights, education, housing, and safety. More than 65 programs and services allow everyone to thrive and contribute to a brighter future. That's what building community is all about. Join Busey. Get involved as we continue building the communities we call home.
A 2024 survey by Navitus Health Solutions reported that 48% of Americans have been unable to fill a needed prescription at least once due to the cost. RX Outreach, an online nonprofit mail-order pharmacy based in St. Louis, is committed to providing safe and affordable medications for everyone. They offer over 950 medicines for chronic illnesses and conditions and ship to all 50 states, regardless of insurance, without membership fees or copays. Contact RX Outreach at 314-222-0472 or visit rxoutreach.org.
Do you want to kickstart planning for your retirement this year? I know the quick and easy way to do this. It's a 3-hour adult education class. It's called Retirement Planning 101. It's almost like getting the Cliff Notes, right? On how you could make your money go a lot further in retirement. Hi, it's Sue Thomas. And this is a one-night class. It's taught by a fiduciary advisor from financial and tax architects with decades of financial planning experience. Now, they hold these at colleges and libraries throughout St. Louis. You're going to learn about IRA and 401k withdrawals, tax saving strategies, Roth conversions, Social Security, and more. And there's no cost. Just bring 3 canned goods for the St. Louis Crisis Nursery. Now, there are still openings for classes this month and next. So call 314-947-2012, 314-947-2012. That's 314-947-2012.
News Radio KMOX, the home of the Cardinals.
Now, Holding Court with Claves, with Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Here's Robert Thomas, backhander rebound, and he scores! Thomas gets his own rebound. It's second tonight. It's 5-1.
The Blues, they go on to win 6-2. That was last night. They get that win over the Ducks. This is the Chris and Amy show on KMOX. Glad you're with us now and glad we are joined by this fella. It is Mike Claiborne, Cardinals broadcaster. He's, of course, part of the team that you'll be listening to this upcoming season with John Rooney and Ricky Horton. And you can hear it here on KMOX and the Odyssey app. What's up, Claibs?
I can't wait for it to get here. I'm having one of the worst
years of my life. And what is this? January 10th?
10.
Yeah.
10 days in. Oh,
It's Quitter's
no.
Day,
Worst
but
10 days of my life.
Really? Why? What's going on?
It started in December.
Okay.
So I lost my wallet. Okay. Which possesses everything, ID, credit cards, you name it. And so I, call everybody. Hey, I lost it. Can you send me a replacement? Sure, no problem. That was on December 28th. It's January 10th, and I don't have anything because of the U.S. Postal Service. And you can spare me about the weather, okay? I don't care. Because, they used to have the motto, no matter rain, snow, sleet, or whatever, the mail must go through. That's a lie. That's not true. And for all the people who work for the Postal Service who are listening, this is not really necessarily directed at you personally. So don't take it that way. Now, you may take it personal because it's your job. But what I'm dealing with is beyond, there are a lot of people who say this is a national embarrassment. This is truly a national embarrassment that we've allowed a company to deliver sacred things to us. And everybody has their own reason for having this delivered and that delivered, aside from bills. But to allow this to unfold is just insane. So here's what I did today. I got up in the middle of a blizzard. At least that's what they told me it was going to be. And I'm driving, dodging snowflakes and ice storms and everything else. And I go to my branch where my mail is distributed at. And I go in. I'm talking in the same tone I'm talking to you. So I'm not this antic guy.
Yeah.
And
You're not
I'm
making a scene.
asking them. No. And I called ahead and said, hey, I'd like to come get my mail. I know you guys are having some problems delivering it. Guy says, no problem. Come on and get it. So I get there. I'm in line. And I get there, and so I say, hey, here's my address and everything. So the only form of identification I have is a passport. Okay. Show her the passport. She goes back, comes back. She says, we don't have your mail here. Huh? And she said, we don't have it. And I said, well, this is the branch I've always come to. She said, I know that, but we don't have it. So a supervisor comes out. She said, I've searched with her. We don't know where it's at. And I said, now, you do know the area police department is right across the street, right? So if you give me one more answer I'm not feeling, you might as well just call them and come get me. I'll call Scott Rosenblum. He can come defend me because we're about to go there.
Oh.
Okay, that's how we are now DEFCON 2.
Yeah.
Okay, we are one push of the button away from having a nuclear disaster. Well, and the lady she was as nice as she could be, but and I'm trying to maintain composure because the last thing I need is Cardinal broadcaster Mike Claiborne was taken into custody today. And he went postal. I don't need that.
Well, usually get a couple strikes around here. So
yeah, I mean, I don't need somebody. I don't need somebody from the news department getting a quote from the postal worker saying what I did when I went in there. But I've just had it.
Yeah.
I am run down to the point where I'm almost ready to capitulate.
This is strange because every time I use the Postal Service, stuff gets there early.
One time,
it's amazing how the bills always find me.
Cleats.
I mean, they are here no matter what. Now, you talk about rain, sleet, and snow. Yeah. The bills are always here.
Glabes,
the other things.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah.
And so I know people say we ought to take the Postal Service private. Let's be like Amazon. Well, Amazon delivers packages. They don't deliver mail.
Yeah.
UPS delivers packages. They don't deliver daily
Amazon's
mail.
been late. Dude, they sent. I ordered something 2 months ago, and they sent it to Katy, Texas.
Oh wow, that's not close.
That's not even close.
That's not even close.
That was Amazon.
Yeah. It's just around the corner. It's right near your Walgreens.
Well, I will say with the weather, Amazon is always next day or 2 days for me. And the past 2 weeks, 10 days maybe, they've been delayed. In fact, they even said, we suggest you cancel this order and try again. So I canceled one and reordered the same thing.
And you know what? Here's the thing with them. They will give you a heads up.
Yeah.
Hey, look, this doesn't look like this is going to work. Here's our suggestion. And they normally fix it. when you go into a post office and your mail, and so, I get those alerts on my phone where they tell you, here's your mail. They show you a picture of the envelope, the whole 9 yards. So I know everything that's going to be replaced is here. It's somewhere. The banks, I called the banks yesterday. No, we sent it out on this day. You should have it by now. No, I don't have anything. So I'm just, it takes a lot for me to be frustrated in this manner. They got me.
They got you. They broke you.
I'm done.
The government can break anybody. It really can.
How do you feel about the Blues?
Oh, wait.
Oh,
but
wait,
I didn't get to tell you my post office story.
Listen, I love what the Blues are doing. What they did last night, they beat Anaheim. And you know what? This is where they have to step on the gas pedal. They have a whole lot of home games in front of them.
Yep.
And they have a chance to define themselves. Because if they get in, they could be an interesting team to watch. Because how they get in is going to be what they look like. And we've seen that before. If they play a heavy game and they lean on people a little bit more, go to the net harder, who knows where this team can go. But it was a good win last night for sure.
Absolutely.
Along with the football game, which was terrific.
That's what I was going to ask you about is Notre Dame with a DeSmet grad.
Christian
coming
Gray.
up big for the Irish.
And you know what? Bully for Marcus Freeman, who I've known. I knew him when he was at Ohio State. And, he was a guy that he looked the part, he played the part, got to the NFL, and never set foot on the field for a game. You look at his resume, he was with every team short of the Battlehawks, but never stepped foot on the field for one reason or another. And then they determined he had an enlarged heart, so he had to retire at a very young age. And he got into coaching, and just what a dynamic. If you ever get a chance to talk to him, he is as dynamic as he appears. I mean, he's just a wonderful person that anybody who sends their kid there to Notre Dame to play for him, their kid's going to walk out of there a better person. And you can say that about a lot of coaches, but bully for him and what they did last night.
Amy mentioned Christian Gray, the DeSmet player who got that interception with about 30 seconds? It was less than a minute to go, which set up the game-winning field goal for Notre Dame to advance. And then he was the defensive player of the game.
So one of my good friends, Jim Dunn from Illinois, who's a huge Notre Dame guy, SLU guy, and I predicted last night. I'm texting him and his wife. Here's what's going to happen. Notre Dame, when the game is tied, Notre Dame is going to tie the game, and they're going to come back and kick a field goal or win it in overtime. You just felt that last night. Notre Dame had the momentum going in their way. And I was pulling for them a little bit harder because I listened to Penn State's coach, Franklin, who I've known since he was coaching at Vanderbilt. For him to get at the podium in the press conference the day before and call out Notre Dame for not being in a conference with their coach sitting there as if either one of them had a say-so on where they played, I thought was just really unprofessional. Let's talk about the teams in the game instead of things that you have no control over. All you have control over is 100 kids that play for you. You don't have any control over whether you play in the Big Ten or the Yankee Conference or wherever, and yet still you want to call out another program because they're not in a conference? Well, I got news for you. You know what? Maybe everybody else shouldn't be in a conference when it comes to beating Penn State. I thought that was really out of line, and so I was more happy for Notre Dame. And, how ironic it is for the first year we have a legitimate playoff in the manner that we have, that Notre Dame is going to be playing in the championship game. Well, after losing to Northern Illinois earlier this year.
That was I remember watching that when I was actually pulling for NIU because that's an historic win for that entire conference.
They moved to another conference after that win. They moved to the Big West Conference. They moved to a new conference after that, starting next year. So it was a win-win for them.
So what do you think of the game tonight? What's your call? Who plays Notre Dame in the championship?
Man, Ohio State is really playing well. Texas dodged a huge bullet. These two teams may have as much talent as any programs in the country, as far as the 5-star McDonald's Steak and Shake, Chuckerburger All-American, whatever you want to call it. They both have a lot of talent. They're playing in Texas, And both of those schools travel well. It'll be split right down the middle. I'm going to give Texas just a little bit of a nudge on this, just a little bit. And I know Ohio State's favorite, but I'm going to give Texas just a little bit because we couldn't have a championship game without having two of the most recognizable fight songs in the history of college sports. The eyes of Texas are upon us, and Notre Dame's fight song. I mean, those you can hear those in your sleep. So either one will make it a good game, but I'm going to give Texas just a little bit of a nudge.
Mike Claiborne,
maybe because maybe their postal system is better than the one we have here in St. Louis. I don't know.
We do hope that you get your mail eventually, because it's affecting you, and we don't want you to be affected any longer.
Yeah, because if not, Calhoun will be doing a story on me later today about how things didn't go well. And if I do get mail, I'm going to call in to somebody, and this will be breaking news.
Okay.
It'll be breaking. We use breaking news so much today.
Oh, no, we would. If you did something to get yourself arrested, we would stop all programming.
And you should text us when you get your mail, and we'll give the update to the listeners.
Yeah,
Please, so I would do that.
Look,
I would do that.
I don't want you to think that we're going to stop being a respectable news organization just because a friend has gotten arrested.
Yeah.
We will treat you like everybody else. You know that.
Well, I expect nothing less.
Yeah. We have to do our jobs here.
You have to be objective here.
That's right.
I totally understand it.
And then,
in the 40 plus years I've been associated with KMOX, we've had very few people find themselves on the wrong side of the law that worked at KMOX. And I'm going to do my best to keep that tradition alive of not being on the other side.
Well, if you don't, my first line when our show opens after you're arrested is going to be, not surprised. You could see it.
Yeah, you could see it
Not
coming.
surprised.
This has been brewing for a while.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
The segment
we talked about intervention, but we just said, don't worry about it.
Next week,
he's an old fart. Don't worry about it.
What's our segment called with Claibs now?
Well, it's called Going Claiborne.
No. I was going to say it's going to be Claibs and Cuffs. That's what it's going to be next week.
Claibs and Cuffs. There you go.
Mike Claiborne, we love you. Good luck. We'll talk to you next week, hopefully.
I'm going to need more than luck. I've used all the luck. We need divine intervention
Keep
here.
us updated.
All right. You guys have a great day. Take care.
Mike Claiborne on the Cardinals broadcast. We're getting pretty close to spring training. A little over a month away from that. The Cardinals winter warm-up is coming up soon this month in like a week. Dude, it's, the feel of baseball will be here soon, even if you look outside and see snow.
Yep.
Trust us, it's coming. And Claiborne will be on the call of Cardinals baseball. You can hear on KMOX, and you should download the free Odyssey app. Amy Marks Kors and Chris Ranji on 1120.
Broadcasting from the Underlaw Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
It's 2025 and it's time to get your home zero resified by calling our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Take 24% off of all services for this month when you call 314-474-2020 or when you book online at ZeroResSTL.com.
The American Cancer Society calls upon Black women from all walks of life to join Voices of Black Women, a groundbreaking research study led by the American Cancer Society. Voices of Black Women is designed to better understand why and how cancer and other health conditions impact Black women. Go to voices.cancer.org.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-329-2121, 800-329-2121, 800-329-2121.
KMOX and the St. Louis Cardinals are thrilled that the 28th Winter Warm-Up is back at Busch Stadium and Ballpark Village, January 18th to 20th. Admission passes and player autograph tickets are on sale now. Team up with Cardinals Care to support St. Louis area children by purchasing your tickets now. It's one of the best events of the year, with family-friendly activities including tours of the Cardinals Clubhouse and admission to the world-class Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum. Get more info at KMOX.com/events.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fira Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Your home of the Cardinals.
Arenado swings and hits it deep to left field. That ball is out of here.
The Billikens.
Jumper. Yes! Billikens win!
The Chiefs.
Touchdown! Kansas City!
We are America's sports voice, KMOX.
As long as 49. Allard hit as he throws! And it is intercepted! Christian Gray picks it off!
The highlight from ESPN, that is DeSmet's Christian Gray for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. A huge play with under a minute to go in the semifinal game last night. So with that, the game-winning field goal was set up. Notre Dame kicks it. They win it. I have been bandwagoning today. Wearing a Notre Dame cap. I've had this for a while, though. So just want you to know. Anyway, they will face the winner of tonight's game between Texas and Ohio State. Amy, it's Quitters Day.
It is Quitters Day, and we are asking all of our listeners to text in or call 314-436-7900. You can text us. What did you quit? It can be anything. Have you ever quit anything ever? Because we're celebrating quitters. Some of them are worthy of derision more than celebration, but we'll bring them up. It's just quitting in general. Could be good quitting, could be bad quitting.
Could be quiet quitting.
Could be quiet quitting.
The reason this day exists, because it's the second Friday of the month of January, and this is the day everybody quits their New Year's resolution.
It is.
You make that resolution, you say, I'm going to stick to this, I'm going to do it, and usually by the second Friday of the month, you're done.
Yeah. So we do want to hear from you, because we will in the next hour be celebrating Quitters Day.
On the Odyssey app, drop us a voice message. Tell us what you've quit, why you've quit it. If it's absurd, even better. Download the app as we tell you. You can also text us if you like, 314-436-7900.
We also, in the next hour, have our final no prize football pick'em.
Yeah.
It's our last one because, playoffs are going on and it's over. We're done. No more until next year. We've got our celebrity picker, Anthony Becht, St. Louis Battlehawks head coach and former St. Louis Rams tight end.
And Anthony will be going against listener Trevor. today.
Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor. So I'm going to ask Anthony Becht why he doesn't pronounce it Besht. I feel like that's what it should be.
No, I don't think it should be that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen that spelling, ECHT, it's
A text message listening into Mike Claiborne's Postal Service complaint.
Yes.
Says United Health mailed me info for Detroit. Or wait, sometimes these messages don't come in well. United Health mailed me info. It's in Detroit. Or no, I'm sorry, it's in Hazelwood. I don't know why they got Detroit in here. They must be voice texting. But Hazelwood has had the package for 2 weeks.
Yep.
No post office has a phone number for this secret warehouse. I will see you in lockup, Claibs.
I can tell you something right now. Stuff gets stuck in Hazelwood. Not even joking. My mom orders a lot of packages, and she said Hazelwood is like this, like in outer space, like a black hole where things just get sucked in.
Anybody ever seen this building?
No, but stuff gets stuck there for weeks. It can travel across the country.
I know.
In a day, land in Hazelwood, and just.
I always see that Hazelwood. Where's this Hazelwood
UPS
center?
has Hazelwood.
Yes, they do.
And that it gets stuck there. What is going on in Hazelwood?
I don't know. Somebody needs to find this building.
All the packages get stuck in Hazelwood. It's unbelievable.
80% of Americans ditch their New Year's resolutions by the second Friday of January. That's why we are celebrating Quitters Day today. Give us your best quit. Leave it on the Odyssey app or text it to us if you want. 314-436-7900. Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Who you choose to sell your St. Louis area home matters, especially in this ever-changing market. We all know a few realtors, but I only recommend one. This is Debbie Monterey, and for the past several years, I've gotten to know Gloria Liu, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria is different, guaranteeing to sell your home at your agreed-to price, or Gloria will buy it herself. When selling your home, you want the most money and the least hassle, and that's exactly what you get with Gloria Liu of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. For example, after 6 months, 2 separate agents failed to sell the Wheeler family's home. With no more time to waste, they decided to call Gloria Liu. Within a few days, Gloria was able to get them multiple offers and sold their home at nearly 99% of listing price because Gloria already had the buyers. The agent you choose to sell your home really matters. 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
We know you're uncertain about psychics. Is this fortune teller you found on a forum legit?
Your one true love is...
me! That's why California Psychics reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. New customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
The holiday season may be coming to a close, but there's still plenty of time to make it a magical one. Ring in the new year with something stunning and timeless from Diamonds Direct. Start the new year with a celebration of your love, or even a celebration of yourself. Whether you're shopping for the perfect wedding bands, a beautiful pair of diamond studs that were missing from under your tree, or the engagement ring of their dreams, Diamonds Direct has just what you're wishing for. This year, make your New Year's resolution to shop smarter by shopping direct. Making a decision on where to make your next jewelry purchase has never been easier. At Diamonds Direct, you're guaranteed to get an extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and the white glove service that we've long been known for. Let the experts at Diamonds Direct show you the difference in a concierge luxury shopping experience. Kick off the new year the way you've always wanted. Customize your experience in-store or online at DiamondsDirect.com today. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
At 12 o'clock, we have cloudy skies, some light snow, and 32 downtown at the Arch. Good afternoon. I'm Scott Jagow. This news is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts, michaelsflooringoutlet.com. As we've seen this morning, a powerful winter storm moving across the U.S. through Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, prompting governors to declare states of emergency and closing schools across this region and others. The snowfall here did cause some problems for the morning commute, some crashes, cars sliding off roads. No major injuries, no fatalities as of yet. Hopefully that will be the case as we go through the afternoon. David Roan is with St. Louis County's Highway Department. He says just be patient with the road crews.
Obviously, this is not going to be as significant an event as we got last weekend, but still, it is snow, and drivers need to be cautious and just use common sense.
Meanwhile, more wind is in the forecast this weekend for ravaged Southern California. Firefighters right now are taking advantage of a small break in the weather.
Finally, the weather is cooperating here on the scene of one of the largest firefights in Southern California, the Eaton Fire. It's estimated more than 10,000 structures have been destroyed, most of those homes. And the California National Guard has been deployed. All over, there are Humvees. There's been concern that looters could take advantage of the situation. At least 20 have been arrested. The Humvees providing very much a visible deterrent. Craig Figner for CBS News, Pasadena, California.
President-elect Donald Trump formally sentenced this morning in his New York hush money case. The judge imposed no punishment. Trump is denying any wrongdoing, and he is vowing to appeal. Meanwhile, Illinois' chief executive officer is worried about the next 4 years with the nation's chief executive.
You're hearing about the possibility of, invading Greenland or Panama. And, these aren't things that directly affect the people of Illinois, although they affect the entire United States. But it's just an example of the unpredictability.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says he's specifically worried about what the Trump administration might do to Medicaid eligibility. From the KMOX business desk, Macy's is closing its South County Center store. Here's Bloomberg's Kimberly Adams.
The retailer says 66 of its department stores will be closed as part of its bold new chapter strategy. Macy's CEO Tony Spring says closing underproductive stores will let the company prioritize investments in its go-forward stores.
No specific date for the South County Macy's to close. Meanwhile, the first major economic report of 2025 is an eye-opener. Employers added 256,000 jobs in December. That was 100,000 above expectations and a solid gain from the previous month. But the Dow from Stifel is down 612 points so far on that news. Winter weather advisory till 6. This afternoon, the snow tapers off. Accumulations somewhere between 1 and 3 on average, up to 6 locally, especially south. 34 for a high. Overnight, a couple of flurries at 22. And the weekend looks pretty good compared to what we've had temperature-wise recently. Tomorrow, 37, even 40 on Sunday. Right now, it is 32 degrees in St. Peters, Florissant, and downtown at the Arch. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
The Chris and Amy Show is brought to you by Salad Greens, turning your cheeseburger cravings green since January 1st.
I have never been a quitter.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
I intend to resign as Prime Minister.
I can't even say how old I am. It's hard for me to get it out of my mouth.
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn in as president.
So I decided to drop out and trust that it would all work out okay.
Sergeant Bo Burdo, hero or deserter?
Will you ever quit? No! We want some more!
It's Quitters Day.
Happy Quitters Day, Amy.
Happy Quitters Day to you.
Happy Quitters Day, Matt Pajeski. I quit. Go ahead. Try it. See what happens.
Don't say that, Ron. You know how hard it was to get
I don't know
guy.
how to push any of those
I
buttons.
don't know what to do.
I don't either.
The only thing I know is that there's a green button underneath this desk, and all Matt told me is if anything goes wrong,
just hit it.
Hit the green button. I still to this day don't know what the green button does.
It says next.
Okay,
it just
well,
advances the next commercial.
That's all we do.
But we do want to hear from you to celebrate Quitters Day. What have you quit? What have you tried to quit? It's something like if you tried to quit a gym, quitting Gold's Gym's impossible. It's impossible.
Now, I'm thinking of this right now. Did that bill go through
Yes.
That
Yes,
it did. So the Biden proposal, wasn't it a Joe Biden proposal?
Yes, that it has to be as easy to quit something
as it is to sign up.
Yeah.
That's true. There are a lot of services that you have. I remember one that they made you write a physical letter, and this
that
was a while ago, like probably 15 years, maybe, or 12.
Was it a gym? Because gyms do that. It's a physical letter, or you go in person.
Yeah, that's such a wild thing to do, and a lot of newspapers do it. Not that you have to write them a letter, but you can't just go to the website where you've signed up. You can't just go right back to it and then cancel your subscription if you wanted to. And I like to pay for newspapers because we need them, and I think they should be funded. And we would be in a very dark place if we did not have newspapers around the country. But sometimes it's too expensive. You can't just be signing up for every single newspaper in the country. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, and what I hate too is when you sign up for a newsletter from, let's say it is like a lifestyle. It could be like a gym or a spa. It could even be a clothing company.
Oh yeah.
And you sign up because they sign you up for their newsletter. But to unsubscribe, guess what they send you? Well, they've divided it into 10 categories where it's like, oh, do you want our women's clothing newsletter? Do you want our men's clothing newsletter? And you have to unsubscribe from each individual newsletter because they've divided their entire company into categories versus signing up, which was one click.
Yeah, and they do it on those newsletters. Google, if you have Gmail, they will give you the option to subscribe or to unsubscribe from the email. I've done a lot of quitting of newsletters directly from the email without clicking on the site because Google's supposed to do it for you. I'm still getting them.
Yeah.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
I'm trying. I am trying to quit these newsletters, but I keep getting the newsletters.
I won't quit you, Jedediah. That's from a night at the museum.
Okay, because that was not from Brokeback Mountain. I don't think either of those cowboys was named Jedediah.
Octavius and Jedediah are in a night at the museum. I won't quit you.
Are you going to quit anything this January on this Quitter's Day?
Oh my gosh. My goal is to just quit stuff in 2025. I'm going to quit as much as possible. I do need to quit some subscriptions so that I can resubscribe. I messed up. The Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, you do the $1 a week.
Yeah.
And then you forget. Now it's $60
That's
a
right.
month.
I always set myself a reminder to quit.
I set myself a reminder and forgot. So I have to do that because I've been paying a lot of money for those two publications. Yeah, I would like to quit all sorts of stuff. I'm not doing a dry January. I don't drink enough to need a dry January.
I refuse to do a dry January.
That tequila is not going to drink itself.
Yeah, come on, man.
And I got some good tequila.
Yeah, we know somebody who might have to quit drinking because he's developing a problem.
Well, that's the story of my life. No respect.
We're gonna have to.
He doesn't. Okay. He's fine, folks. Don't worry.
We don't know that
he's
he's
not
fine.
an alcoholic.
No, he's not an alcoholic that we know about.
Listen, HIPAA.
I didn't name the person. You're the one that's trying to make it a thing. This texter from a 636 says, I quit drinking this year, so nothing but beer for me.
That's so good.
That's the spirit.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Yeah, no, that's great.
Also, same texter says, live out in St. Peter's. We've got no mail since last Saturday.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Are they serious? Wow. I guess the post office quit.
Another text message from a 314. Yeah. I quit dating sisters.
That's great.
Hey, that's a shot at me.
I have a quitter from the world of hockey. He was a big time quitter.
Well,
is this Bombay?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie.
Dude.
Charlie, I will always...
Coach, please. Don't go.
Charlie, I know it's hard. I understand what you're going through.
No, you don't understand.
All he did was quit. So Gordon Bombay, Emilio Estevez, in the first Mighty Ducks, he quit hockey because he hit the post on a penalty shot when he was 10 against the Hawks. And his dad was disappointed in him, so he quit hockey. Then he starts coaching the Mighty Ducks. They were like district 8, I think, District 6, something like that. They were just a district. He quit coaching them. Then he coached them to, celebrity. Then they're in that scene. That's like Mighty Ducks 3, I think. He quits them again to go to a different job. All Gordon Bombay does is quit.
I don't remember any of Mighty Ducks except for the guy with the big slap shot.
Yeah.
And then
Fulton.
the quack thing.
Yeah. Quack.
Also, I do remember this. The goalie, Goldberg. He ended up in real life with a big time drug problem.
Yeah.
I think he might be dead too. I'll look that up for you. Now, back in August, Amy, was the 50th anniversary of one of the all-time quits.
Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn in as president at that hour in this office.
Richard Nixon announced his resignation after
Tricky Dick. Is that what they called him?
After the Watergate scandal. And it's funny talking about that now because I don't know if that exact same scandal happened with a president now. I think there is a 0.0% chance they quit and they
really?
And definitely are not delivering a speech like that. No chance.
No. Here's another list of quitters, or my contribution to quitters. And this was for a good reason, but Rick Moranis, he just quit Hollywood, I think to take care of his wife.
Oh, that's I think that's okay.
It's good quitting. No, that's what we said. It's good quitting.
Good quitting.
He left his celebrity career in Hollywood and just walked away. Who else did that? Daniel Stern. He is Marv in Home Alone.
Yes.
And he grows tangerines.
He
now.
was Wonder Years. The
Daniel
adult
Sternwood?
He was the adult voice of the main character, Fred Savage. I can't remember his name. So yeah.
No, he did. He stepped away, from Home Alone, and now he grows fruit or something.
Also, Daniel Day-Lewis, who is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah?
He quit acting to become a cobbler. He was
like shoes?
He was fixing shoes. Yes.
In America?
I thought it was Italy.
No, I think it was Italy.
But
which is
back, right?
Yeah, it was and then he came back for a little bit and then he quit again.
Really?
And I know before Gangs of New York, Leo DiCaprio had to go to him because Martin Scorsese wanted him in the movie. And so DiCaprio had to go to his house and they walked to a park and they talked so that Leo could get him on board.
Did he know how to cobble before he quit to become a cobbler?
I have no idea.
I could say I'm going to become a cobbler. I don't know how to fix shoes.
This texter here says from a 314, I quit the Cardinals. I am now a Dodgers fan.
Oh, get
Why
serious.
would you know you did
That's
not?
so dumb. You don't feel that way.
You did not do. You can't, look, if you're going to quit the Cardinals, you have to pick a team that really sucks because you can't bandwagon like I'm doing today.
Yeah.
With the Notre Dame hat.
No, you can't do that.
You're not allowed to. You have to pick a team that is struggling, that maybe has some light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe they'll win, maybe they won't.
Yeah.
You can't be one of these juggernauts. You can't do that.
Yeah. No, you can't. You can't do that. Here is an infamous quitter. In fact, the podcast Serial, I believe, did season 3 on him.
Pentagon sources tell NBC that Bergdahl vanished under mysterious circumstances.
There have been rumors he left his base unarmed after turning against the war. Sergeant Bo Bergdahl, hero or deserter?
That these soldiers are engaged in a political smear campaign by raising questions.
Parents of some fallen soldiers say their sons would be alive if Bergdahl had not gone missing from his post.
In the old days, deserters were shot.
Yeah, Bo Bergdahl, one of the worst quitters, not only because members of the military died trying to find him, he put the other ones through hell. In fact, on that podcast, Serial, they interviewed several of the members of that military in Afghanistan who spent horrific months looking for him and the awful conditions they were in, the dirt, the grime, just sitting in your own filth, just horrible things, and said, if we had found him, we probably would have killed him. Because of his own volition, he walked off the base And this is another reason. Not only are you a bad quitter if people die because of it, but you get immediately caught by the Taliban. That's also not great.
You know, I listened to that entire podcast.
You know why?
I was bored stiff.
It was boring because
so boring.
Even the host, it was put out by NPR, but even the host said, they were incredulous that he literally quit because he thought his commanding officer disrespected him, wasn't nice enough to him. And the host was like, surely there's got to be more to this story than your little whiny, you know what, felt disrespected. Yeah. Horrible quitter.
And
Ugh.
maybe our most famous quitting of the year.
There's also a time and a place for new voices, fresh voices, yes, younger voices. And that time and place is now.
I'd argue that time and place was even before that.
That is current President Joe Biden, who will be the president for another 10 days.
This is so mean, but sometimes the Babylon Bee hits it out of the park. And their little Babylon Bee thing yesterday was, oh no, mourners at Jimmy Carter's funeral accidentally placed flowers on Biden.
Oh, that's funny.
I can't even say how old I am. It's hard for me to get out of my mouth.
He's awful. He's so old.
I think The Onion had one about former President Trump feeling left out, staged his own funeral.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Those Onion and Babylon Bee are good. But yeah, Joe Biden at that time he didn't quit soon enough.
No, he probably should have quit earlier just because of the polling. And I know that they had, he's been saying in the last couple of days that, and then even longer, apparently close to people close to him, that he thinks he could have won the election. His numbers were so bad. He wasn't going to win. Nope. Going to another candidate was their best opportunity, but I don't know if he left her enough runway. So this is where we are now. Amy Marks Kors and Chris Ranji, if you would like to leave us a message about your quitting, how you did it, what you quit, whatever it is. It could be a job. It could be a person. It could be booze, except for beer. Whatever it is, let us know. Let us know why you've done it on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Leave us a message, record it, and send it. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
The 28th Winter Warm-Up is coming to Busch Stadium and Ballpark Village January 18th through the 20th. The event features 3 days full of nonstop Cardinals family-friendly fun, including tours of the Cardinals clubhouse, admission to the world-class Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum, plus access to the Cardinals Care Store, autographs, auctions, and an exhibit hall full of sports memorabilia and more. Tickets are on sale now. Proceeds benefit Cardinals Care and its mission to care for kids in the community. Find more details at cardinals.com/WWU.
I'm Gentry.
I'm Ben.
We're the Golden Boys.
For the 25th annual Hardee's Rise and Shine for Heat benefit.
In January, pre-order as many sausage or egg biscuits or both for $1 each.
Pre-order only at heatupstlouis.org.
Within 24 hours, pick up your pre-orders at your Hardee's.
100% helps area neighbors stay warm at heatupstlouis.org.
Yummy sugar plums.
They say no two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app with over 16 million subscriptions sold? Well, we thought of you. All of you. Take Sierra. She's an artist and absolutely a visual learner. She's doing a deep dive into our Babbel wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Malcolm is very much a type A, say it to my face type of learner. So he checks with Babbel's speech recognition to make sure that accent?
Sur le point.
Keith is sweet. He's a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos. Wherever you are, however you learn, Babbel is the best choice to break any language barrier. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's GetETHOS.com.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. When you apply to University of Maryland Global Campus by February 12th, you'll pay no application fee. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Get your application fee waived through February 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
It's 2025 and it's time to get your home zero resified by calling our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Take 24% off of all services for this month when you call 314-474-2020 or when you book online at ZeroResSTL.com.
Stay informed. Stay entertained. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
I never graduated from college, and this is the closest I've ever gotten to a college graduation. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life and no idea how college was going to help me figure it out. So I decided to drop out and trust that it would all work out okay.
Well, it did. It did. That was Steve Jobs speaking at a commencement ceremony. And yeah, a lot of these Ivy League schools, especially like Harvard and MIT, a lot of quitters. Then they go on to do pretty darn well for themselves.
Every time I see Steve Jobs, I think about Tim Cook, who took over at Apple for him. And the guys on the old show that I used to do here in St. Louis, I think they interviewed him probably a couple of years before I started with them. And they said they're on the phone with him and his cell phone kept cutting out. And they thought, oh, how this is just so perfect.
Yeah.
The guy who owns Apple has a crappy phone. It just kept cutting out on them.
That's because they know how awful these phones are. No, yeah, you do hear a lot about, Mark Zuckerberg didn't graduate, correct?
Yeah, Mark
dropped out of
Zuckerberg,
Harvard.
in fact, he dropped out of Harvard.
I am honored to be here with you today because, let's face it, you accomplished something I never could. If I get through this speech today, it'll be the first time I actually finish something here at Harvard.
What a nerd. How about him and his $900,000 watch that he had on the other day and his black t-shirt and chain and curly hair?
He was going for a different vibe. You know,
He's always kind of been a t-shirt guy, though.
No, he has, but I think he actually looks a little bit better with more hair. I think the super close cut, just because he is so featureless, he's just so almost like translucent white and just featureless and no soul. So I'm really glad that he grew his hair out. Lets you know somebody's there.
Every time I see him speak, I think about how good of a job Jesse Eisenberg did in portraying him in The Social Network.
Now, this is a controversial quitter. Edward VIII of England. He was on the throne of England. He was the king of England, and he decided he wanted to marry an American divorcee, Wallis Simpson, Wallis, Wallis Simpson, and that was just unacceptable to the royal family. So he abdicated the throne to marry Wallis Simpson, and his brother, George VI, became king. He's the guy with the stutter, the King's Speech, that movie.
Yeah,
and
great movie.
Because Edward VIII abdicated the throne and George VI became king, we got Queen Elizabeth. We wouldn't have had Queen Elizabeth.
That's exactly right. They got too many rules in that royal family.
Why
did you
rules.
just let poor Charles marry the lady who's
Edward?
not all that attractive? Let him, if he wants to, let him do that.
Meh.
He likes Camilla more than Diana. Let him,
sorry. Oh,
King Charles.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Edward. Yeah, what is with that family? I like the rules. I'm a big rules person.
Well, okay.
Meghan Markle hated the rules. I would have thrived. I would have thrived in ultimate structure and rules.
That's probably what you need.
I like a lot of structure.
We had a famous quitting this week.
I intend to resign as party leader, as prime minister. This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election.
Justin Trudeau.
Yep, he resigned as the Prime Minister of Canada. That's he's going to finish out, but he's not He's not going to continue in the job.
Mhm.
So there you go. That is our best looking world leader who is, he's now no longer a world leader.
Is he the best looking
Who
world
else
leader?
is better looking than Justin Trudeau?
I know, I gotta think.
Nobody.
It's gotta be like a free world, not a dictator, right?
Somewhere in Norway, probably.
That could be true. It could
I know,
be.
yeah, I think he's right. I think is it Finland or Sweden has a female prime minister who's like 32 and pretty attractive, and
Mhm.
she parties a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Remember her?
Oh, yeah. She's back. She's in the running. She
Yeah.
might be the best looking now.
She was beautiful.
Texter from a 636. I told myself I was going to do my best to be patient with all of the self-absorbed, impatient, pain in the ass people we all deal with every day. I didn't make it a week. I quit.
Well, good for you.
I don't think you should have to be nice or put up with people who are buttholes to you.
So what
Shouldn't
am
have
I
to.
doing every day then?
Oh,
What's my
stop it.
alternative?
Oh,
What?
stop
How
it.
do I put food on the table?
I am a joy for you. This texter says, I quit people who quit the Cardinals.
Oh,
That
good
is in
on you.
response to that guy who says he is now a Dodgers fan. It has to be a guy. No
yeah,
self-respecting
no.
lady would ever say such a thing.
I knew a gross quitter. He quit the city. Stan Kroenke.
Oh, that guy.
He quit the city. What a gross man.
Haven't mentioned Kim Gardner yet either.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
You know,
one
it-
of our most notorious quitters. What's funny is she was a quiet quitter before she even officially left the office. I love oh man, who was it? Wasn't Joe Holloman? Somebody wrote in the Post-Dispatch how no one could find Kim Gardner ever since she left the office. You can't get a hold of her. You can't find her. No one's seen her. It's almost like she never left the office, which is pretty clever. That's how she was. She's a pretty notorious quitter.
Do you realize it has been 19 months since she resigned?
Unbelievable.
Why does that feel like? It
I
feels
think-
like it just happened.
I think
kind
when
of.
someone's so bad and awful and in the news so much, the staying power is a little bit longer. It takes a while for it to float away.
Yeah, next week will be the 19th month. I mean, that's
Hey,
it just doesn't feel like it happened that long ago.
Anthony Weiner quit.
Oh, he did. I wonder if he's still sending the nude selfies though.
He didn't quit that.
Well, you can't. You can quit your job, but if you love sending nude selfies, okay, well, you know, I don't. Look, you know, let the man live. Well, he did quit, but they sort of forced him out. They said, you can't be here anymore, dude.
Well, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
Well, let us know what you've quit. We'd love to hear from you on the Odyssey app. Download a message, record a message and send it to us. We'll download it and maybe we will play it. Or you can text the show 314-436-7900. But it is time for our no prize pick'em, the final no prize pick'em of the 2024 season. It will happen next with Battlehawks coach Anthony Becht and listener Trevor coming up on KMOX.
It seems like almost every day there's another news story that makes us wonder if we're ever going to be able to make it to retirement. And building a nest egg isn't easy, but every week, Steve All sorts through the headlines and breaks it down and explains what they mean.
We got a lot of people calling with a lot of different questions. Let's sit down and talk about your questions, because I think that's the most important thing that it is out there. It's what questions do you have?
Be sure to tune in every Saturday morning at 10 for the All Financial Hour, right here on KMOX.
A 2024 survey by Navitus Health Solutions reported that 48% of Americans have been unable to fill a needed prescription at least once due to the cost. RX Outreach, an online nonprofit mail-order pharmacy based in St. Louis, is committed to providing safe and affordable medications for everyone. They offer over 950 medicines for chronic illnesses and conditions and ship to all 50 states, regardless of insurance, without membership fees or copays. Contact RX Outreach at 314-222-0472 or visit rxoutreach.org.
The American Cancer Society calls upon Black women from all walks of life to join Voices of Black Women, a groundbreaking research study led by the American Cancer Society. Voices of Black Women is designed to better understand why and how cancer and other health conditions impact Black women. Go to voices.cancer.org.
At 12:30, we still have some light snow falling and 32 degrees downtown at the Arch. Good afternoon. I'm Scott Jagow. The stories we're following, the rough weather and reported ground stops at Atlanta's airport and Chicago's O'Hare are affecting flights throughout the U.S. A check of Lambert International shows numerous outgoing and incoming planes being delayed or canceled this morning into the afternoon. Out in California, firefighters are hoping for a break from the fierce winds that have fueled the wildfire devastation in L.A. Whole neighborhoods are gone. At least 10 people are dead. 10,000 structures have been destroyed. President-elect Trump sentenced this morning in his New York hush money case. The judge handed down no punishment, but Trump still plans to appeal. Your weather forecast is sponsored by Overhead Door St. Louis. There is still a winter weather advisory in effect till 6. The snow is tapering off this afternoon, 1 to 3 inches generally, up to 6 locally. High of 34 today. Overnight 22, maybe some lingering flurries, but the weekend, a warm-up and no precipitation in the forecast. Clouds breaking for some sun tomorrow, 37. Sunday, a high approaching 40 degrees. If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are open now for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Enter now at overheaddoorstlouis.com. You can't win if you don't enter. Overheaddoorstlouis.com. We're right at the freezing mark in St. Peter's, Florissant, and downtown at the Arch with snow continuing to fall. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
Broadcasting from the Underlaw Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX. When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Attention small business owners needing financing. Swish Funding is providing funds for expansion, inventory, increased overhead, even slow cash flow to small businesses all over America with affordable funding as soon as one business day. And we're ready to help with funding from $10,000 to $2 million. If you've been in business for 1 year or more with a monthly income of at least $25,000, you can get the affordable funding you need with no collateral. Go to swishfunding.com today. That's swishfunding.com.
It's an NFL wildcard Saturday on KMOX.
On 3, ready?
First up, the Chargers and Texans. Excitement Cancer Center game time, 3:30. Then it's the Steelers and Ravens. Ready? Hear the games here on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
Okay, boys, here we go. Hey, from the jump now, let's go. Who's ready for some football? Football!
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
I'm so glad football season's back.
Well, this is it. The wild card round in the NFL playoffs will start tomorrow. And with it, because it's really the last weekend, there are going to be a bunch of games. I mean, there are some next weekend, but not quite as many. So it's tough to do these pick'em challenges when there's only like 2 games. So for this week, it is the final week of our No Prize Pick'em challenge, and we are excited to have listener Trevor with us. Good afternoon, Trevor. How are you?
I'm doing well, Chris and Amy. How about yourself?
Oh man, we're doing great. We're just we're enjoying the snow, which has not stopped yet. They said it was going to stop at 11, but it hasn't.
That's beautiful. No,
So-
they said it was going to
taper off.
Taper
That's
off.
what it was.
Yes.
So hope you're enjoying your day, Trevor. We're really glad that you decided to join us today. Let me ask you this question. Do you know what you get if you win today?
I'm hoping for the major prize. So, and I hope the multiplier is in effect. So I'm thinking the 0 times 0 is the big prize for the day.
That's
Yeah.
exactly
So the
right.
answer is nothing. Yeah, you get nothing.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Trevor, you sound like a Cardinals pitcher. You sound like a pro athlete. I'm leaning towards baseball. Wouldn't you believe it?
I appreciate that. The only athleticism I had was a little track in high school, but twin 13-year-old boys that are taller than me and my wife. So they're going to be the athletes in the family, that's for sure.
There you go.
Well, Trevor, I know is excited to participate for a couple of different reasons. Just one, to be with us, and also to be with our celebrity contestant. It is the head coach of the St. Louis Battlehawks, Anthony Becht, is with us for the No Prize Pick'em. How's it going, Anthony?
I'm doing well, guys. How we doing? Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year to you. Trevor is a season ticket holder for the Battlehawks, which, by the way, season tickets are on sale right now for the upcoming season, uflbattlehawks.com/tickets. The season will get started March 28th for the Battlehawks against Houston. So rules are pretty simple. All you have to do is pick the winner. You can tell us why you're picking the winner, even if the reasoning is totally stupid. Just tell us why you're picking the winner of the game. And then for the final game, which is the Monday night game, Vikings-Rams, we need the winner and then the total amount of points scored, and that total will be the tiebreaker if we need it. So very simple. Let's get started with the first game of the weekend. The Houston Texans will host the Chargers. I almost called them the San Diego Chargers.
Wow.
I am years off of that. So Texans, Chargers, afternoon game on Saturday. Trevor, who wins it?
I got to go with the Chargers on this one.
All right. You're picking the Los Angeles Chargers. Is it because you like Jim Harbaugh so much?
I just think I'm defense and I love defense, but Derwin James Jr., I mean, that safety is lightning, not to be punished the Chargers. But
Perfect. Anthony Becht, it is Chargers and Texans in Houston. Tell us who you think is going to win this one.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if Houston's as good as they were in the past couple of years. Clearly haven't played as well, and I love what the Chargers have done this year. But the Texans have been in this moment as a team. Now, Harbaugh brings experience of being in these moments multiple times with the 49ers in his career, obviously, as a coach. But I'm going to go with the home team here, guys. I think the Texans get this one in a close game.
All right. Houston Texans win it. Amy, tell us what you think here.
I think the Chargers are going to win this game. They've got a new coach, as we mentioned, with Jim Harbaugh from that last disastrous loss a couple of years ago when they absolutely fell apart against Jacksonville. So I think the Chargers, I think they've got a long chip on their shoulder, even though I'm not sure how many players remain from that squad. I think they remember it.
So you're going to go with the Chargers?
Yeah.
All right. I am also going to pick the Chargers, and that is because every game Harbaugh and the Chargers win is a direct slap in the face to the Bears, and they deserve it because they chose not to even interview him, which is just astounding. I hate that organization so much. Woo! Thought I wasn't going to have to talk about the Bears
I'm
today.
sorry. Well, it's part of your
fault.
DNA.
It's my fault. I did it. All right, game 2. This is the night game tomorrow. Great game. I love this one. It is the Baltimore Ravens, and they are hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Trevor, what are your thoughts?
all right, so if the Steelers use Justin Fields, which they should have for a little bit, I think it'll be a closer game.
That's right.
But I think the Ravens have it.
All right, Baltimore wins. Anthony?
Yeah, the Steelers have not played well the last 4 weeks. They've got 4 straight losses. I don't see an identity on offense. Wilson hasn't played well. George Pickens looks like a guy that isn't really having fun or doing anything from an execution standpoint. And the Ravens, to me, are at home, what they're playing, and they just beat them a couple weeks ago by, 17 points. I just think the Ravens are way too much offensively.
Yeah, I'm gonna step in line there too. I am a huge Mike Tomlin fan, but I
am too.
I've picked him every week, and it has not gone well for me recently. So, yeah, I hate to pick against the Steelers, but I'm going to choose Baltimore.
You know, my heart really, I want to go with
know.
Pittsburgh just because I do love Tomlin. I love Fields. I feel he's just not been put in. He's in a good situation now. I think he deserves more playing time. I'd like to see him do well. I can't go against Lamar Jackson in Baltimore at home. It's really, really tough to do that. So we're all on the same page. All of us are picking Baltimore. Now on Sunday, 3 games will happen on Sunday, starting at noon with Scott Jagow's Buffalo Bills. They are hosting the Denver Broncos. That's the noon game, Trevor.
Yeah, the Bills hosting. It's not going to be super cold, but I think the Bills have this one. Hate to go against the Broncos because that's my dad's team, but I think a bolder prediction is Josh Allen scores 2 touchdowns with his feet.
Whoa.
Trevor, your dad owns the Broncos?
No, just love it.
Oh, okay.
That'd be great if that was.
Wouldn't that be a twist?
Look, my dad owns the Broncos, but there's no chance. No chance there. All right, Anthony Becht, who wins this one?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. I think this might be an upset. The Broncos are number 1 in the league in sacks. They're a top 5 or 6 defense as well. I think they've found a way to be productive with a rookie quarterback. And you're right, Josh Allen is a stud. I just don't know if he can do it by himself. They're not quite the same weapon-wise, but they have been great. And I don't know. I think a very good defense versus Josh Allen, when you don't have great players around you, sometimes that causes turnovers, things to happen, balls tip up, a little bit of pressure. I think this might be an upset in this game.
Wow. You know what?
Yeah.
Danon Hughes said the same thing.
Really?
We talked to Danon earlier, and he thought that the Broncos might actually win this one. Amy?
Well, I am picking the Bills Mafia, not because I really think they're going to win, although obviously I think there's a good chance. All the reasons that people laid out to pick the Broncos, I respect. It's just that I love the Bills Mafia. I think they're insane. And in honor of our KMOX reporter, Scott Jagow, I got to go Buffalo.
You know, I'm also going to go with Buffalo because I've watched Scott when they lose, and
Yeah.
it's sad.
It's sad.
It's just really sad. I
Yeah.
can't.
You don't want
I
a
can't
sad
have it.
Scott.
Yeah, I can't deal with him next week if they lose.
He's going to be all mopey.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with that. So Buffalo wins it at home against the Broncos. Now it's the Eagles of Philadelphia, and that's where the game is going to be. They host the stupid Green Bay Packers. Trevor?
Well, I'll go in line with what I think your pick's going to be and say I think the Eagles have this one. I think with Jalen Hurts back, I mean, my brother always did the Hurts donut joke to me, and I think Jalen's going to put a Hurts donut on the Packers.
You know that one, Amy?
I do.
How about a Hurts donut?
I know.
All right.
That's an old one.
Anthony Becht?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles here, guys. Obviously, defense and running the football are a combination for success and winning championships. That's something the Eagles do really well. I think Hurts coming back is big, and I just think when you have a great running game, it just makes the pass game a lot easier. And I worry about Jordan Love and his injury. I know he's going to play and he's going to be fine, but sometimes those things in the back of a quarterback's head, you're on the road, it's a rowdy crowd. I'm from Philly. I know how they are in the playoffs. I think it's going to be tough for them to come out of there. I like the Eagles.
This is incredible. Were you around? I don't know how old you are, but I don't know what year this happened. Have you ever thrown batteries or booed Santa Claus in Philadelphia?
No, my family didn't allow me to go to the games when I was a kid growing up because of the dangers around me. So that was definitely, I think I went to one Eagles game in my entire life, and I was in the 700 level section, and that was not the place to be.
Really?
That's
Really?
the fun section.
Oh, I can only imagine.
That's the fight section.
I mean, New
Hard
England.
for
man.
life, but I got over it.
Yeah, well, that is really impressive. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say you did not try to climb any lampposts either, so you're probably good on that. I'm gonna pick Jalen Hurts and the Eagles.
Atta girl. I am also picking the Eagles because the Packers win. I'm going to puke.
I hate throwing up.
I hate throwing up.
I really hate it.
Oh, it's the worst. You ever
Ugh.
thrown up? It's awful.
Ugh.
All right, Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield hosting Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders. The night game on Sunday, Trevor.
All right, I think Jaden Daniels, I love watching him play. I think he's going to outperform, the Buccaneers, but I think the Buccaneers are just going to out-edge the Commanders overall. I think that Washington run defense is too porous, so I go Bucs on this one.
Anthony?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be at this game, guys. I live in Tampa. My son's a huge Bucs fan, outside of a Battlehawks fan, of course. And, I know Todd very well. I know one thing. It's not real fun when you're a rookie quarterback going against a Todd Bowles defense. And they have some players up front in the secondary that can make it hard. They beat them way early in the season. I just think Baker Mayfield, his experience being at home, I think it's going to be a big win for the Buccaneers.
All right. I agree with you, but I have to pick the Commanders. I don't really have a good reason why, other than it's a long story, but Chris Ranji tweeted at NBC's Andrea Mitchell when she was excited about the Washington Commanders victory. So I'm rooting for the Commanders because of Andrea Mitchell.
Well, I'm going to root for I actually think Tampa Bay is going to win this game. I really like Baker Mayfield. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'm a fan. And I think at home, I think Tampa Bay wins this one. I think Anthony Beck's son's going to be very happy. So let's go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, it is time for the final game. This is a Monday night game. It is the Los Angeles Rams against the Vikings. Now, the Rams are hosting, but they've had to move the game to Arizona. So they're going to play in Glendale where the Cardinals usually play. So Rams and Vikings. Rams are technically the home team. A 7:00 game on Monday. We need from you, Trevor, the winner of the game and the total amount of points scored. I'll let you know that the betting total is 47.5.
All right. My pick is the Vikings. My bold prediction is that even though there's no damage to SoFi Stadium, Kroenke still claims some type of fire insurance that only he has. And then I think the final score is Vikings 24, Rams 23.
Oh, you're making me do math. So it's 47. All right, 47 points. Don't do that.
Oh,
to
total
me.
points.
Yeah.
Total points 47.
47. Whew. That was quick math. Anthony Becht.
Yeah, I actually like the Rams if they were at home. And this isn't a true home game like you talked about, and that's unfortunate for them. I think on a neutral site, the Vikings are going to be a better team. I like the Vikings in this game now. I do like the Rams if they were at home, though. But, again, I just think there's a difference there. And I'll go 51 on the total.
51 points. Amy?
I'm going to go Vikings.
All right.
And I'm going to say 61 points.
What?
I know.
Okay.
I know.
You are out of your mind.
I know.
All right, but I'm putting it down. You can't change it now.
I know. It's too late. I let go of the piece.
I'm going to go with the Rams, and for whatever reason, I think it's going to be fairly low scoring. I'm going with 45 points. I'm going to take the Rams. They're going to play in Glendale, as I mentioned. Very similar field to theirs, I would think. If it's a turf field. So there it is. Rams at home. We have our winners. Hopefully. Hopefully. All right, Trevor, we appreciate it. Thank you for visiting with us today. Thanks for playing in our game, and good luck to you. And again, if you win, you don't get anything except pride.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Coach Beck. See you at the Battle Dome.
You got it. Let's do it. Go Battlehawks.
Anthony Becht, we appreciate you being with us. As I mentioned, March 28th is the opener against Houston. The first home game at the Battle Dome will be April 6th. And the Battlehawks play San Antonio. You ready for the season?
Yeah, really are. Just excited about our new roster. We made a lot of great key additions to our football team. We feel like this is going to be the most competitive roster we've made. And I think that's ultimately for me as a head coach going into year 3. How do we improve like we've done every year, but get over the hump and get to the championship? We have to increase competition, and you only do that by bringing in really good players. So I'm excited about some of these new names, some of these new faces. We'll have a competition at the quarterback position, which I'm excited about that as well. Got some really talented players there, so it should be a fun season. Can't wait to see the fans, and like you said, season tickets, man, be huge. We got to get the biggest crowds like we always do. I always love St. Louis and their dedication to our football team. But, hey, if we can get more, let's do it because it's going to be a special year.
Anthony Becht, looking forward to it. Let's talk closer to the beginning of the season. We'd love to hear from you again.
Yeah, you got it, guys. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank
That
you.
is Anthony Becht, head coach of the St. Louis Battlehawks. Season tickets and suites right now are available. UFLbattlehawks.com/tickets. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Nominations for the 2025 Women of Achievement are now open. This St. Louis Area Award is the oldest ongoing program in the area, whose sole mission is to honor and recognize the volunteer service and volunteer leadership of women. If you know an outstanding volunteer in the St. Louis metropolitan area, or if you are one, Women of Achievement wants to hear from you. Nominations, including self-nominations, may be submitted now through January 11th. For more information, head to KMOX.com.
Planning for your retirement this year. I know the quick and easy way to do this. It's a 3-hour adult education class. It's called Retirement Planning 101. It's almost like getting the Cliff Notes, right? On how you could make your money go a lot further in retirement. Hi, it's Sue Thomas. And this is a one-night class. It's taught by a fiduciary advisor from financial and tax architects with decades of financial planning experience. Now, they hold these at colleges and libraries throughout St. Louis. You're going to learn about IRA and 401k withdrawals, tax saving strategies, Roth conversions, Social Security, and more. And there's no cost. Just bring 3 canned goods for the St. Louis Crisis Nursery. Now, there are still openings for classes this month and next. So call 314-947-2012, 314-947-2012. That's 314-947-2012. 2012.
When a parent struggles with addiction or dies from a drug overdose, what happens to their children? Far too many end up in foster care, unable to ever return to their birth homes because it's simply not safe. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is fighting the clock so that teens don't age out of foster care, leaving them at a higher risk of addiction and other negative outcomes that can happen to a child without the love and stability of a permanent family. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
I'm Tom Ackerman. This is KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Hi, Chris and Amy. This is another Amy. Jeremiah Love, who plays for Notre Dame and has been outstanding all year, hurdling defenders, graduated from CBC 2 years ago. Ought to mention him too.
That is true. Jeremiah Love, part of that Notre Dame team that will play for a national title, along with Christian Gray, who was the defensive player of the game last night and helping Notre Dame win over Penn State. He got that interception, which set up the game-winning field goal. That was an exciting game, and some interesting notes about it. I don't want to get too into the weeds with the numbers, but it is, and this is according to OptaStats, last night was the only time this century that a 5-game tying or go-aheads, or that there were 5 game tying or go-ahead scores with multiple interceptions, a 50-plus yard touchdown, a game-winning field goal in the last 10 seconds, all in the fourth quarter of any single football game or NFL game. That's 25,000 total games. So out of 25,000 total games in both the NFL and college, that's the only time it's ever happened. That was a really fun one last night. And so now the Irish will play against either Ohio State or Texas. That game is tonight.
Very exciting. It'll be fun to watch.
It will be fun to watch. And oh, by the way, we should mention that Anthony Becht, I did not realize this, that he is also the color analyst for the New York Jets. He's a
TV or radio?
Radio.
Radio. That's incredible.
I didn't know that. So, Battlehawks season is a different time of year than NFL. And so he's been dealing with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets all year.
I think it's amazing that as a kid, he wasn't allowed to go to football games in Philadelphia because it was so wild. I mean, I get it. I just went to one Boston Bruins playoff game. It was the Boston Bruins against the Toronto Maple Leafs, a huge rivalry. There were so many fights in the first period just between Bruins fans. They were fighting each other, and 3 people vomited, all in the first period.
That's what they do in Boston.
I mean, I didn't realize my uncle has been to, my uncle Keith and Aunt Kay, the ones that listen to us everywhere, all over the world. They're awesome. My uncle has been to a gazillion football stadiums all across the country and baseball games. And he said one thing that St. Louis fans don't realize is how nice and preppy we are compared to a lot of other fan bases.
They're a little more direct. And I don't mind it. I don't mind people telling you where you stand with them.
I'm glad we're not getting punched all the time, though. The Bruins were chanting. The Bruins fans were chanting things that I can't even say right now. They were just chanting all sorts of horrible things.
I think it's funny.
I did not see as many families at that game.
Texter from a 618 says, "Oh my gosh, the Irish beat Penn State. No wonder Michael was so happy today." Michael Kelly.
Oh yeah,
I think he's a big Notre Dame fan.
And I do want to let people know at Chris Amy KMOX, I posted the picture of us with Scott Jagow and his jacket.
That jacket is something.
I'm
really thinking of getting one for myself.
But see, now you're just stealing the thunder. Now you're a copycat. You're not original.
All right.
And that sister is going to know it.
All right.
Oh, next week is good too, though.
Stay safe out there. Yes. Stay safe out there for sure. It is still snowy here in St. Louis. And so the weather conditions, the road conditions, not good, I'm sure. We'll be back with you on Monday. We're actually going to talk to somebody on Monday who lost their home in the wildfires in Los Angeles. Mike Rothschild is an author. He's going to join the show, talk to us about his experience. It's just been awful, awful out there. So want you to listen to the podcast on the Odyssey app. Anything you missed, it's there for you. Chris and Amy back with you Monday at 10 o'clock on KMOX.